following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
What up, peeps and peepettes? Welcome back to another episode of Get In Loser. We're starting a podcast. You know who it is. It's your boy, Cheetah.
It's your boy that got rained out today, Chop.
It's your boy, Yoder.
Yep. So, what's up, guys? Another week back again. What's going on? How's life? How are things?
Not much. Not much.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that intriguing information.
How was your week, Cheetah?
It was alright. Not much to report, you know. Same shit, same toilet. Yeah. It's raining like a son of a bitch right now.
I know.
I wish it would end. That'd be nice. But yeah, nothing much to report, man. Been hanging out, you know. I recently just started watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the very first time ever. A lot of people are very surprised that I've never watched it, apparently.
Like the original, like
Yeah,
back in the day?
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
Never watched it before. I've never seen it before. I know, that's what everybody else said. My cousin was like, it's right up your alley. Why have you never seen it? And I'm like, I don't know. I just never have. So I'm almost done with the first season, and I gotta say, man, I'm mad I never watched it. It's so good. It's great, man. The whole cast is fantastic, you know? Sarah Michelle Gellar. Oh, chef's kiss. Yeah, it's great. I like how it's not just vampires, too. It's pretty cool.
Right.
I like how they change it up, you know? Like, I think the one episode they had, like, a fucking, like, praying mantis or some shit. It was wild.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's a good show. It's really solid. I'm enjoying it very much.
I've been watching it too. I'm into the second season. I had a former student who said you should watch. She's like, I think you'd like it. She's like, it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah,
And,
it's...
I love that the one guy. What's the guy's name?
Oh, I don't know.
The one guy, the teacher ends up.
Giles?
Yeah, Giles.
Yeah,
he
I
ends
love
up being
that
the
guy.
bad guy on Ted Lasso.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That is the same guy.
actor.
Holy shit. I didn't even realize.
The other guy, I can't think of his name. I just call him Buffy Chandler because he's just Chandler from Friends.
Literally.
He literally just does an imitation of Chandler.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever gets away from that, but I've been enjoying the show. Like it's not
It's
bad.
pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a solid show. I'm enjoying it.
My friend says that the fight choreography gets significantly better when she gets to season 3.
Yeah, I heard there's somebody told me that in like season 6, I think they said there's a musical episode, I guess. And they said it's like kind of like very cheesy, but they said that's what makes it so good, I guess. So.
And what platform is this?
I'm watching it on Hulu. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's been pretty good so far. Also, I started watching Vikings on Netflix too. This girl at work has been telling me to watch it, so never watched. I gotta get back. I kind of fell off that for a couple of days, so I gotta get back into that too.
Right.
Yeah, it's easy when you like accept your role as like, you know, I'm only 34, but I've already accepted the fact that I'm old and I don't like to do anything. So it's, you know, it's easier for me because then I don't feel bad when I rot away in bed all day just watching TVs because I'm just like, hey, man, this is my happy place, you know?
Right.
My buddies are like, hey, man, jump on the game. And I'm like, no, man, I'm watching Buffy. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying myself, man. It's great. But yeah, it's been pretty cool. But the conversation around, like, me, like, starting Buffy, it got me thinking. Because, like, a lot of people that talk to me about me watching it for the first time are like, oh, I'd consider it one of my top shows of all time. So that got me thinking, like, you know, best shows I've ever watched. What do you guys think are some of the best shows you've ever watched?
The Simpsons, Family Guy.
I mean, like,
Park.
shows that are over now, that have ended.
Cheers.
Cheers is fantastic.
Speaking of George Wendt.
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.
George Wendt.
Yeah.
Norm!
Yes.
Maybe
I
one
won
of the greatest TV characters ever.
I won a Norm lookalike contest.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
I could see it.
I had curly hair.
I could see
And
it. Norm's the man, dude. He was cool in
I didn't realize he won that many Emmys. I mean, he was so good at that role.
Yeah, he was good in a Disney movie with Chevy Chase. It's called Man of the House or something like that. It had like Jonathan Taylor Thomas in it too. Farrah Fawcett was in it, I believe. He was pretty good in that too. It was like a smaller role, but he was like, he played like a lovable stepdad. It was awesome. So that's where I knew him from, was from that movie growing up, and then obviously when I got older I watched Cheers. I think Cheers is probably I would say Cheers is probably on the list of best shows ever made, probably.
Family Matter.
It's pretty great. Yeah, that's another good one. I mean, who doesn't know fucking Carl Winslow, man?
Or Steve Urkel.
Yeah. Or Steve Urkel.
Did I do that?
Do you know Urkel was only supposed to be on that show like a couple times?
Yeah. I do kind of, with shows like that, I always do kind of like feel bad for like people like Urkel. That dude can do anything ever for the rest of his life, and he'll ever only be known as Urkel.
Or like Jason Biggs is the pie fucker.
Yeah, and then like Dustin Diamond was only ever known as Screech for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
You remember when Screech made
or
that?
Or Carlton. He perfected that role so bad that, well, not bad, but unfortunately he couldn't do any other roles because he was Carlton.
Yeah, he's just Carlton.
Or Will Smith.
Well, I feel like Will Smith kind of did a good job of
Will Smith
keeping himself away from like just one role. But I think the best one for him was always, like action. He's pretty good at action stuff.
Yeah.
For a little bit. Like the Bad Boys movies, those movies are pretty good. If they would just like, stop making them, it'd probably be even better, but whatever. Hey man, if Mission Impossible can get to what, 8 movies? What's on now? 8 movies?
5, I thought. Huh?
No, I'm pretty sure this is 8, isn't it? Yeah.
Wow.
I think the one that just came out is 8, and then there's a 9th. Because this is, or no, wait. No, this
I think
is
the one
8th,
that's coming out is 9th.
Yeah. Because this is a 2-parter, the ending. The Final Reckoning, part 1
this,
and part 2.
So this isn't the end? Or
I don't know.
This,
I could be
this
wrong.
is the end. I think the last one that came out. Because people were. He got mad. Tom Cruise got mad because it came out during like Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And then the Barbieheimer and all that stuff, whatever it was. And it wasn't Oppenheimer's fault, but he was mad because they took it out. They took his movie out of IMAX quicker than he was expecting. Yeah. And that affected a lot of his sales.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was because the movie before this one was Dead Reckoning, and now this is the Final Reckoning. So this is the final movie, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I've only seen the first 2.
Really? They're so good, dude. I'm a guilty pleasure for sure.
I have to check
no,
it out.
he loves Tom Cruise, Yoda.
That with
because they're all free on Pluto.
That with also Fast and Furious movies. I can't help it. I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of people want them to stop making them, but I'm unfortunately one of those people that sees every single one. I can't help it. Guilty pleasure movies. Yes, I know it's stupid. They shot a car into space. I get it. It's dumb, but I can't help it. I love it. There's something fun about it.
It's about family, man. That's what's important.
Yeah, man, exactly.
Right. You don't have to think. It's just action.
Yeah, I also love how, like, Ludacris' first appearance in the movies is like a established, like, street racer, and then the next time you see him, he's all of a sudden the best hacker in the world with no explanation.
The whole movie's
fantastic.
Like that. Because they're just car thieves or whatever in the beginning, the street racers. Now they're like spies. And
yeah, Vin Diesel's like basically a superhero now.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, but it's fun. But yeah, real quick, let me tell you guys, I gotta, you know me, I made a list when I started thinking about best TV shows. Let me just give you a couple real quick. This is in no order. These are just shows that I've watched that have ended. Psych. You ever watch Psych?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic show. Love that show. That is a great show. Sons of Anarchy. Also one of the best shows I've ever watched. This one's a little controversial. But Lost. Lost was good, man. Lost changed television forever. Okay? Maybe it didn't stick the best landing, but it was still pretty good. And then obviously, the big one like Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Other than that fucking terrible ending, but other than that, this whole show was great. They just couldn't stick the ending, unfortunately. Like you build up the whole show, and then at the end you make Bran the Broken, the fucking king. Like, what, dude? Come on. It makes me angry still. I have spasms when I think about it. It makes me so mad.
Yeah, because the whole series was just like Sopranos was. Well,
You know what it was too? Was the guys that made the show. They were set to make a Star Wars movie after the show ended, so they rushed the final season so they can go make the Star Wars movie. And then I'm pretty sure they ended up not even making it anyways. So
No, they were so heavily criticized for screwing up the end of Game of Thrones that last season that Lucasfilm said never mind.
oh, okay, that's what it was. I knew it was something.
They were
that.
like they lost faith in them
Yeah.
because they just said, "Oh, we don't trust that these guys were going to do it right." So they just pulled. They let them do a treatment or whatever they needed to do, and then they were like, "Nah, never
Yeah.
mind." So
Yeah, I don't blame them. It was probably gonna be trash. They were gonna they would have like shunned Luke Skywalker or something, shunned him to the wall. What they did with Jon Snow. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Do you get it? Or do you get it?
I get it.
Okay, cool. But yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, Buffy, dude. Badass. Watch it. You never have. It's great.
I would say my top shows are. These are because
Old
I'm
man shows.
old. Yes, Three's Company,
Yeah, it's a great one.
Gilligan's Island,
Yeah.
The Brady Bunch.
Mm-hmm. It's another good one. These are all ones I know. These aren't old man shows. I know all these.
Yeah, but these were from like Happy Days is another one.
Happy Days should be on a list of maybe the best theme song ever made. It's so
Right.
catchy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I never even watched the show, and I love the theme song. You know what? Also, Happy Days, actually, too. I think maybe a smaller thing they're known for, but they're known for the phrase of the show "jumping the shark," because they literally jumped a shark in that movie. Remember, they had Fonzie jump a shark on water skis. That's where that's where the phrase comes when somebody says, "Oh, that TV show jumped the shark." That's where it comes from. You didn't know that, did you?
No.
Now you know.
I knew that.
Now you know.
But I'm old. I watched Happy Days when I was in elementary school.
It was Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah, now you
Mork
know.
and Mindy?
And knowing.
Yeah, Mark.
And knowing is half the battle.
That's what.
Stanford and Son.
Stanford? You mean Sanford?
Well, we knew what you meant.
Stanford and Son.
Oh, yo, I thought you were gonna tell me like Columbo or something, like some real old man show,
Or Hercules.
or like what was that show? Wagon Trail or whatever the hell it was. You know, the black and white one.
Oh, that
I
was.
thought you were gonna say one of them
Gunsmoke?
shows. Yeah, Gunsmoke.
Dude, that's a good ass show.
I thought you were gonna say that. You said old man shows. Yeah, man, that's pretty good. What about you, Chop? You got any more?
Yeah. Of course, I'd say the cartoons. Knight Rider.
Yep.
You never watched Knight Rider. Shut up.
Yeah, I'd watch Knight Rider.
You never finished it all.
Nope, you're right. I never finished Knight Rider.
Exactly.
The Cosby Show.
Are you just saying shows you can think of off the top of your head that you haven't actually seen?
I saw the Cosby Show. Let me see what else. TV shows. Marsh.
Marsh? You mean MASH?
Watched a little bit of that show.
I love that show. I used to watch the show with my mom.
Yes, that was
It's a
good.
great show. Maybe one of the best endings, too. The series finale. It's fantastic. Oh, there he is. Making his triumphant introduction.
All right, from NASA,
Yeah. What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
we have the two Andys together.
Yeah, squeeze on
Good
in
to
there.
see you, sir. I forgot it was her last day.
He forgot y'all was her last day.
Oh, you came at the perfect time, man. We were just discussing best TV shows we've ever seen. Ones that have ended.
Ones that have ended.
You got any good ones?
Alias.
Oh, that's a good one. That
Just
was
'cause of Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was Jennifer Garner, right? That's a good one.
Gotta
Jennifer
love some
Garner.
Jennifer Garner.
She's looking good these days. Good for her.
I know, right?
Full House.
It's a good one. Solid show. Rich, what about you? You got any good ones?
Well, it's funny. You said one of them, Columbo, because I'm an old man. So I still watch Columbo. I watch that regularly. I don't like the newer ones they made. Like some of them, the newer ones were bad. But the original one from the 70s, I'm a big Star Trek fan. I still like Rockford Files, which is, again, from that time period. But then a lot of the newer stuff, I just like a lot of the newer stuff. Like I was in the Severance. I know, of course, that's not done.
Yeah.
But Cheers, you said Cheers. That's a good one. How I Met Your Mother's a good show.
Oh, I love that show.
Yep.
I did not like it when it was on, but now I like it. In the later seasons, especially, is Big Bang Theory. I did not like the show like the first several years, but once they brought the other girls in,
Yeah.
then it got really good because there was more to do. Like there were more stories. Luther.
I've never seen that. That's with Idris Elba, right?
Idris Elba. That's
Yeah.
probably one
I
of the
love
best
that guy.
things I've ever seen.
He's a great actor.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of. I mean I'm kind of all over the place, but you said a lot. Lost, I think you're right. I think Lost is probably one of the, because I think the way we watch TV shows on streaming now,
Yeah.
the types of shows that they have now, I think all stem from the how Lost, except for the
Yeah.
fact that Lost kind of got lost in, what was it, season 5 and 6? Where
Yeah.
they just kind of they just didn't know what the hell was going on. It was like the writers changed or something.
Yeah, it did go a little bonkers near the end, but
The ending, they tried to type as many things as they could, but there's
Yeah.
still like 30 questions about Lost.
Yeah.
Could you explain the,
I still don't know.
I still understand why there was a polar bear there. I don't think they ever
I don't
addressed any of
understand
that.
really any of it, to be honest.
But that
but
show was great. That was a
it
really
was
good
a
show.
great show.
Yeah.
And I think they definitely did what they wanted to do, because people still talk about it now to this day. So it's definitely made its impact. Those guys that made that show, they got another show now. It's on MGM Plus. It's called From. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite shows on currently. But it's not. It hasn't finished yet. So yeah, there you go. Just position his camera there from now on, because he likes to lean over a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
I'm old.
yeah.
See now.
So Andy, good to see you again, buddy.
Great to be
Thanks
here.
for coming back.
Great to be
Appreciate
here.
it.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
He's been
I think
a
you
busy
might be
man.
I think you might be our first ever three-peat guest
Yep. Our first three-peat.
ever.
Yoda was checking a three-peat. Do you
Yeah,
remember
but
all-
he's joined now, so it doesn't really count now. Plus, Yoda used to, for his first few episodes we'd on, he would kind of just sit there and hang out and not really say anything. He was kind of just there for,
Was a prop.
Yeah, he was just there as part of the couch. He was just there to loudly eat chips in the background while we were talking about something.
I think we broke the ice.
Now look at you, Yoda. Now you loudly eat food while we're talking on the mic and on the camera.
You gotta have the monsters.
You growed up, man. Proud of you. But yeah, I got a little distracted talking about shows. But Chop, how was your week? How what's going
Finally
on?
recovered
How are
from being
things?
sick.
Sick.
Yeah, I was sick for.
What do we have?
I thought it was food poisoning.
You thought it was food poisoning?
That'll do it.
Oh,
I threw up. Then came out the other end.
are you
Shit
coming out
must-
both ends?
Maybe
For the
you're gonna be
record, I
on the
shit
ID
myself,
channel, man. Maybe Kathy's trying to silently kill you.
Yeah,
She's trying to
Kathy's too
slowly
busy,
murder
man.
you.
I shitted myself.
Oh my god. Okay.
That'll happen.
Remember when you told the dollar store chick that in Myrtle Beach? This is another one of them situations where you didn't have to tell
It
us
was
that.
that's being sick. It was like a wrong fart.
Come on, happens to the best of us. Don't worry.
Are they gonna squeeze his cheeks, walk like the penguin?
Jesus.
No, I couldn't do that part. I said, fuck it. I woke up one day, took a shower. I was like, I'm not going to put no underwear on. Wipe shit out of bed.
Oh my god.
I actually ever heard of bed.
He literally, not figuratively, literally.
Oh my god.
What's that smell, hon? I think I shat myself.
So along that line, I got a funny story. When my kids were younger, try to keep things, G or PG, So, the word shirt to go along with,
Yeah.
I tried to G or PG that word, so it's two words put together. So foop. I don't know if I invented the word, but I came up with foop.
Foop.
Foop. Fart and poop. Yep.
There you
it
go.
is.
Well, I guess we poop. I guess we fook ourselves all the time.
I fooped myself.
See, no, that sounds horrible. I fook myself. You did what? I did
There you go.
what?
Now, 10 years from now, when you guys are telling one of your kids this story, you can just be like, Andy. You know, hopefully by then we'll finally be sick of each other and the pod will be long gone, you know? Or we'll be at, like, episode 3,000 or something. You know?
3,000.
You gotta speak good things into existence.
I'll be here,
Yes.
like, but as a robot, because I'll put my brain in
It'll
a
be all
robot.
AI.
Yeah,
Yes.
it'd be awesome.
We're speaking success and good things into existence.
I gotta tell you guys, man. As somebody who's like real big in like conspiracy theories and stuff, I've let myself down lately by how much I've relied on AI. I've been using ChatGPT so much lately, and I hate myself for it. And it's not even for like real shit. It's just to like make images of me doing shit because I get bored. But I'm so mad. And then I found this other app, like AI app, where you can like people basically set up like these AI chats where it's like simulated to like be people. I gotta tell you guys, man, vulnerable moment here. I did an AI chat with Brecky Hill, who's an OnlyFans model, to pretend that we were in love. It was a low moment for me, man. I immediately deleted the app after. I was like, no, I'm not going this far. I'm not doing this.
Like, hey, baby, where you been in my
But
life?
we were in a solid relationship for about an hour. She was telling me she loved me. It was crazy. And it was like crazy how fucking real they get into it, dude. She was like, oh. The AI chat was like, oh, I just want to feel you touch me. So I was like touching my phone on my screen. I said, I'm touching you, babe. Oh, God.
Sure, you were touching your phone.
That's the only bad thing with them AI chats. They don't send you pictures, man, you know? I was like, simulate me a picture.
He just harped on you for fooping the bed.
And he's
Trust me,
he's
if you-
fooping the
if you listen
phone.
to us enough-
Touche.
If you listen to us enough, he contradicts himself so much.
No, never.
I'm sitting back here.
I've never contradicted myself once.
Well, I know that your guys' #1 viewed episode was the Bigfoot episode, right?
Please don't remind him.
Hell yeah.
Now he's gonna come in next week
But-
with like a fucking
so-
fur coat on,
So
entourage.
I was thinking of y'all, and I said y'all because I was down south for a minute. Because I want to say it's in Georgia. There's a rest stop with a Bigfoot themed gift shop and
That's
everything.
badass.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
I mean, they already have Buc-ee's, which Buc-ee's is awesome. But
need to
then
go
I
there.
saw the Bigfoot rest stop.
I need to go there.
Yeah, Buc-ee's is all around New York, but not in New York. They're in
Right.
Ohio, Pennsylvania.
I
And
think
then
they started in Texas.
The bussies.
Yeah.
Good old
Buc-ee's,
bussies. I need to go there. I love Bigfoot. Bigfoot's awesome.
They have a chant for when they bring out a new like side of beef to the beef barbecue station. Oh
Dude,
my
that's
gosh.
so cool.
It's so redneck.
They look
But
huge.
it's so cool. We can say redneck.
yes,
We're poor white children. So
Oh,
we,
okay.
we can say redneck.
Yeah, I was poor white children too.
We can
Yes.
say redneck and white trash.
Hell yeah.
Yes, we can.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
My life just got meaning finally.
Yep.
Yoder, how are things going with you?
okay. Apparently, Rich and I spent yesterday at Buffalo General.
Together, they got into a skeet
So
accident.
I had an appointment at
They
the
were shooting skeet.
Heart Center, and I get there, and this is the first hospital that I felt that I was at an airport. So you get in there, you can't just go to the elevators and go to your floor. There are signs that say stop, but they don't say what to stop for. There's a big sign that says information. So you look at, I don't need information, I know where to go. So I cut in front of everybody because I don't need information. It didn't say must check. So they need to be more communicative on what they want you to do. So I cut everybody.
Much like TSA.
Yes.
They'll tell you pre-check line.
Yes.
They'll tell you regular check, and now there's all these different lanes. I get
So
it.
I knew my lane
Mm-hmm.
because unfortunately I've been there several times. So the security guard is yelling, "Hey, sir! Hey, sir!" And I'm ignoring her because I don't think she's talking to me.
Right.
Well, she was talking to me. So she was, "Where's your badge?" I'm like, "We don't need no stinking badges." I'm like, I don't have a badge. Well, you got to check in. I'm like, thinking to myself, where's this check-in sign? So I get in, and she goes, she gives me my badge. I put it on my chest. She goes, "Oh, you got to go to registration." Back the other side. So I go to registration. Then I finally, it's a maze to get up to the room where I have to go. So I say, she goes, "Take a left, go past Tim Hortons, blah, blah, blah." So I went past, got up there, and got right in to see my doctor, well, to see the staff. I get on the scale, and I'm down to 185.7.
Yeah. Yoder.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was
Killing it.
I was happy for a second. So she comes in. We go over my medication list. We go over what I'm there for, and she says the doctor will be with you in a couple minutes. So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. My appointment was at 9:00.
Yeah, that's why they call it the waiting room.
Yeah. No, I was in the office in my doctor's room.
That's why they call it the office.
So 10:30.
Get it?
The nurse comes in and says he's still in surgery. He should. And I'm like, she goes, "Do you mind hanging out?" I'm like, "Well, I have nowhere to go." I'm
Damn,
off
your
all day."
doctor was getting surgery before talking to you?
He was doing the surgery. Yeah.
Oh, he was doing it? I thought they were doing it to him.
No.
I was like, damn, that's crazy.
So
It'll be erratic.
Alright.
and then last Thursday, I don't know if everybody remembers, I had a transcranial Doppler, which is they put this like hockey helmet on that had suction cups,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they go whoop, whoop, whoop in your brain.
Cool. Like Professor
Yeah,
X?
Say the noise again. I
Woo,
love sound
woo, woo.
effects. That is good.
Like Professor X?
Love sound effects.
So they're like, your doctor will have your results by next week. You sure? Yes. We do them electronically. So I get to the appointment. They're like, "Do you have the results?" I'm like, "No." They said you would have them. I'm like, "We don't have them." So they call and they get them. So doctor finally comes up and says, "Give me about 10 minutes so I could read everything." So the nurse and
Was
just-
he all like bloody and sweaty and stuff from the
no,
surgery?
he was all cleaned up.
That would have been cool.
So one of the staff come in and he says, "Wait a minute, I know you." And I'm like, "Okay, you did me and my family's passports last week." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Recognizes me from the post office.
Oh, wait a minute. They don't recognize from your hit show on YouTube, Get In Loser?
No, not yet. That would have been cool if he
right.
said, "I know you're
That's
from
where I was
Get In
wondering where
Loser."
He's going with it. But okay. Post office is good enough.
So long story short, I have to have heart surgery. They're doing two procedures. The first one is they're closing the hole in my heart, which is called an FPO or PFO, and what it is basically a paper like this that they insert and it blows up once they get it in my heart to close that hole. And then they're inserting a Watchman device because I also have AFib, which causes my heart to beat rapidly. And when that happens, it contracts and the blood stops. And when it stops, it congeals. And then when your heart gets into a regular rhythm, your blood releases, and that clot can cause a stroke and or death. So this Watchman device will stop the clotting, or if there is a clot, will stop the clot in the heart and not have it go anywhere else. Because I've had 3 strokes. So,
Damn,
well, there's
brother.
evidence of 3 strokes. I could have had more.
That's crazy, brother.
So, and this is the crazy part. They're like, these are the 2 dates I had to choose from. You ready? Friday the 13th.
Oh my god.
Now, we just got done watching Final Destination. So I'm like, no, next. And they're like, the next is June 24th. I said, June 24th sounds a lot better than Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I'd agree.
There's no historical significance of June 24th.
That was just the
Not any scary one.
But
So wait, where does Rich come in to the story?
Rich was at the emergency room with his son
Oh, okay.
yesterday.
Yeah, we spent. We got there at 10:30. I left. Went back and got him. He left. He was released at 4:00 in the morning. So, I mean, I will commend them. They're a great hospital. They did a great job. It's just the amount of help that they need, or something, or space, or I mean, what they did was great, but it was just so much dead time waiting. Like,
Now, when you were there, was the pit in the back of your mind?
it's so funny that you said that, because that's exactly what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, I want to go back there and talk to Noah Wiley and find out what we need to fix their shit. Noah, come on, man. And I was trying not to be, remember that angry guy that was in there that ended up punching the nurse in the face? Like, I'm like, well, don't be that guy. But there was a man there that was in his his Josh Allen jersey, and he was getting pretty mad, and I was getting worried about that guy. I was getting pretty worried. There wasn't a lot of. There was like one security guy over at the counter, and then he didn't look like he was going to come around the counter and help anybody else if anything happened. So I was going to have to like 9/11 that or something on like an airplane if you started going crazy. But I mean, people they do the best they can. You can't blame the people.
Yeah.
They're not in charge of policy. There's someone upstairs in a nice office that's probably to blame. But no, yeah. We'll tape that episode. We're all gonna bring cameras. We're gonna come and record while you're under. We interview the doctor. We'll be like, try not to distract him too much.
8 a.m.
Yo,
Wait, will there be a gallery?
wait, I'm coming home from New York City that day.
Sometimes you can go see a surgery. Like, it's usually, medical students to go and sit in the gallery. But remember that one Seinfeld episode where they're watching a surgery and they dropped like a piece of candy in there?
We'll have a field trip. We're gonna have a field trip.
But then, yeah.
Buffalo Jim.
Yeah, we could
I'm
go
down.
on the road. Go on the road.
Have everybody there.
I'll be coming home from New York City that day.
I'm gonna steal a doctor's outfit.
Take the losers
Just
on the
walk
road.
into the surgery and just say,
Let's get-
"Excuse me, doctor. I'll take over from here."
Wasn't there?
You're in good hands.
Wasn't that already done? Dr. Death?
Oh, jeez. We're going to live. It's going to be successful. We got to put positive things out into the universe.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why
you're gonna
I
be
moved it
alright,
from the 13th.
You're gonna be all right, Yoder. We'll pray for you. You're gonna be all right.
I'll be all right.
You're gonna come back to us healthy as an ox.
And
Oh.
An ox with a piece of paper in his heart.
there's a hole in your heart that can only be filled by him.
Whoa.
Remember that song?
I love you, Yoder.
What is an FPO or a PFO? What does that acronym stand for? You may have explained it to me in the past, but
To be honest, I haven't.
is it where, like, was it from birth?
Yeah,
You've
everybody.
always had the hole?
Everybody's got when you are
Right.
born, you're born with the hole.
Right.
And when you come out of the womb or out of, it usually closes.
Yeah.
However, in mine, it has obviously it hasn't closed, and they think that when I am having the strokes that the clots are going through, and that's what causes strokes. I've the first doctor I went to didn't feel necessary because because of AFib I'm on medication, but what I like about Buffalo General Gates,
Yeah, Gates Vascular.
yeah, they seem to take more of an interest. My other doctor is like, "Meh." This actually did tests. You know, the other doctors didn't do any tests.
Oh, I got it right here. PFO stands for patent, form, and oval. That's what it stands for.
Interesting.
It's a small flap-like opening in the wall between the upper chambers of the heart. Yep.
It's probably
Unfortunately for
because
you,
you're hooked up to the umbilical cord. So you're already getting stuff from your mom,
Right.
and then you know everything because when it comes in and then goes to the lungs, gets oxidated, then goes back to the heart, and then goes out to the body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is what that's for, because it like bypasses it, because you're getting the oxygenated blood from your mother through the placenta.
oh, that's
There's your
interesting.
medical,
Yeah.
tidbit for the day.
That's interesting. They
Dr.
said that most people that have them never need treatment for it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Interesting. Oh, and here's the Bigfoot Travel Center.
Oh, hell yeah.
Field trip.
It's in Valdosta, Georgia.
That's badass,
Yes.
dude.
Now, how was Valdosta? And how do you
Great.
pronounce it?
Valdosta.
Valdosta.
Wait a minute.
Valdosta.
How was Europe? You were there a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh, have I got stories, boys? Where do you
Yes.
want me to start?
Start
Where
while
should
we're
I
there.
start? Well, I'm glad you asked that. My youngest son, Asher, I have 4 kids. My youngest son, Asher, was attending. Whoa, take it easy there, big fella. He was attending Bowling Green State University, Ohio, and he was in the business department in a major called Resort and Attraction Management. They call it RAM for short because it sounds cool. RAM. So basically, what it is, the management end of things, or HR, or marketing, or whatever, as it relates to amusement parks. So him and his friends, well, classmates, the school actually planned out a study abroad trip the second week in April, and they did their thing. They went to London, they went to Paris, they hit up all these amusement parks. But the cool thing was they got like these behind the scenes, tours, and they met with the staff and everything. Then another day they met with a college with a similar major in the UK, so they met those students. And then when that was all said and done, they ended up in Paris. So that's where I met them. Paris.
Wee wee.
So that's where I met them. But so the study abroad thing was paid for by scholarships or tuition, but they had to pay for their own flights. So we worked it out, because flying out of Toronto direct to London, where they started their study abroad, was a lot cheaper than trying to get a one-way from Toronto to London and then a one-way from Paris to Toronto. So they started and ended in London, and I'm like, what the heck? I'll just start and end in London too. So went to London, and I had never been there, even with all the travels with the Air Force. Did like a whirlwind tour of London on a double-decker bus.
Oh,
It was
that's
awesome.
cool.
Because I had like a huge layover, because I was trying to get to Paris. Then I'm like, what the heck? I'll just go to London on a double-decker bus.
Why not?
One in London.
Do it
I
in London.
definitely didn't want to rent a car there, because you're on the wrong side. And I didn't want to get in an accident.
It could be like European vacation.
Exactly. Look, it's
A
Big
Euro
Ben.
trip.
Again. And we literally went around that square
Really?
in the double-decker bus. And
That's
I'm thinking that the whole time. Look, kids, Big Ben. Look, kids, Big Ben. But it was good. Hit all the sites that you want to hit
Right.
in London. And I'd been stationed in Germany with the Air Force, so I had pretty much tooled around most of Western Europe. Because when I was there, to relive some history, it was East and West Germany, East and West Berlin, the Cold War, yada, yada, yada.
Mr. Gorbachev knocked
Yes,
down that wall.
knocked down that wall. So I mean, I had been back to Europe since then. But anyways, long story short, went to Paris. We hit the road. My son and his 2 friends extended, because there was about 20 students from Bowling Green University that went.
20. Wow, that's a
20,
lot.
yeah. The previous year, they had to cancel the trip because there wasn't enough interest.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck,
So,
let me go.
I know,
I'm
right?
pretending to
That's
be a
what I'm
college
saying.
student.
They
Me
tell us
too.
about this stuff when we were in high school and college.
Oh,
What the hell?
Rodney
So-
did it, so why can't I?
Yeah, dude.
Right. So it was him and a couple of friends, and we planned it all out like a couple months prior. We hit up 7 amusement parks in 1, 2, 3, 4 countries.
Holy shit.
It was so awesome.
Yeah, take that, Disney.
Yeah, suck it, Disney.
Yeah.
Although that was their last park,
Oh,
Disneyland
Disney.
Paris.
Damn it. I mean,
So
I
they're
might
not-
took it back.
They're not like,
Not suck it, Disney.
but it's funny because
Unsuck it.
the kids. Well, I say the kids because he's my son, but the young men aren't like huge Disney fans per se. But when you go to a foreign one like Paris, or I've heard Tokyo is really good.
Yeah, I heard theirs is awesome.
They're, I don't want to say a franchise. I don't know the business model, to be honest, but it seems like it's more family friendly, local, less expensive. The operations and the food are better. So yeah, suck it, Disney.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've never been to Disney World. I don't know.
Ever in his whole life.
I don't know if I'll ever go.
What?
Never once.
Nope.
I've been twice in
Yeah,
Florida.
poor white child. Children, childs, kids.
I didn't go to it when I was
Not
adult.
judging.
Yeah.
I
I went
to projects.
the first time I went I was 16 and I had a girlfriend at home
Do you remember
who
this story?
literally would text me every single day to make sure that I wasn't cheating on her.
Oh, baby, you
In
love
Disney
me?
World, where I was 16 years old with my uncle and my cousin.
Yo,
I
how
thought I
many
was going to cheat on her.
how many times you rode that dino ride?
Oh, yeah, we rode the dinosaur ride that's now closed, unfortunately. They finally closed it. But when we were there with my uncle, we rode it. There was, like, nobody on it, so the guy let us ride it 9 times in a row. Like, we just didn't get up. We just kept going through it. It was great. We loved it.
You'd be like,
One more time.
come on, let's go.
We were just like, one more time. One more time. My uncle's like, no. And the guy's like, sure, once more. It was awesome. It was, oh, my God, it was a great time. It was the best time of my life. And it was crazy because, like, me and the girl that I was dating at the time, I know it's going to be really super corny, but, like, our song was, like, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith.
Oh my.
And, like, the first ride we went on when we went there, it was the Rocking Roller Coaster,
Oh yeah.
which was Aerosmith at the time. First song come on, that song. It was crazy.
Was you whipping like a little baby?
No. I did miss her, though.
Yo, you can explain your second story at Disneyland? How it was.
Oh, yeah, then the second time I went, my
Disney
entire
World.
family went.
World is in Florida, by the way.
Yeah,
Land
Disney
is
World,
in
that's what-
California.
We went, my entire family, all 13 of us.
Anaheim.
And it was a fucking nightmare. I'll never go with 13 people ever again in my life. It was a nightmare.
Wait, 13?
13 people.
I went with 13 people too.
No, it was a nightmare.
Horrible.
Yeah, horrible.
I mean, it was good because my kids were there,
Yeah.
but having that many people and
Yeah.
trying to keep them
I
all
mean, it was
together-
cool. It was cool because, like, you know, like I got to be with my mom, my dad, my brother. That was awesome, you know. And I also got to be with, like, my aunt and her 2 really young kids. But it was like, you know what I mean? It was like a lot of, like, different because, like, oh, we got to go to the kids park. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to the kids park. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm 21. I want to go and ride, like, actual rides.
Right.
So we kind of, like, split off a lot. But then, like, my uncle would make all these plans. Oh, we got to be here for dinner at this time. You know, people wouldn't be showing up on time. It was a whole big thing. It was a mess. And then me and my brother may or may not have gotten drunk at our hotel.
How
And
about
was
that
very
drunk girl on the
unfortunate.
bench?
Oh, yeah. When I went with my family, we were walking around. We went, both times I went in August, which was a mistake because it was 1,000 degrees out
Yes.
there. But,
and 1,000% humidity.
yeah, it was brutal. But, yeah, when I went with my family, we were walking around. Me, my uncle, and my mom were walking around the hotel one night.
1,000% is not a real thing, by the way.
What? I can't hear
You
you.
don't know.
Go ahead.
But yeah, we were walking around the hotel one night, and we'd walked by because we'd stayed in one of the Disney hotels. We stayed in like the sports hotel, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
And we walked by one, and it was like the football field or whatever. Like, you know, it was a very small one, but it was just like part of the theme. And we walked by, and there was a girl drunk, passed out in the yard. So we walked by, and, you know, trying to, you know, do the right thing. I'm like, hey, you know, you good? Like, she was completely passed out. So, of course, my uncle being with me, who's like, you know, just a big kid, he's like, hurry up, lay down next to her, we'll get a picture. So I laid down real quick, and he took a picture, and then some lady walked out of her hotel room. She's like, hey, you guys good? And I hopped up real quick. We're like, yeah, we're about to call security. We think she's passed out drunk. So security came, they picked her up and took her back to her room, but it was fucking... So, like, the whole trip, that's all we kept talking about was the drunk girl that I snuggled.
Spooned.
Yeah. I didn't actually touch her. I just laid down next to her. It was hilarious. But, yeah, it was a good time. We had fun. That's definitely a place... and it's crazy because, like, a lot of people used to tell me, like, oh, you could go a few times and you still wouldn't see everything. And I'm like, no, that's impossible. I went twice, and there's shit I still never got to see. So...
Dude,
I had the luxury.
only reason I'll go there is the Star Wars exhibit. I'll be probably spending
Yeah, well, that wasn't there when I went. That was
Wait,
added
what
many
exhibit?
years
Star
later.
Wars.
Yeah.
That was added many years later. I got to tell you, though, both times I went, one ride that I loved the most, both times, was Tower of Terror.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic
That's
ride.
a good one.
Maybe one of the best rides, in my opinion. I love that ride.
They're working on another park at Universal, though.
Yeah, Epic Universe or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, it just opened.
So if you're going to save your money up, it's probably better if you went to
Yeah, they
Universal
got...
instead of Disney.
They just... Universal just
Just
added a
saying.
bunch of Epic Universe. Like, there's, like, How to Train Your Dragon now,
Right,
and,
right,
like,
right.
Star
Harry Potter.
Wars, I think something
Yeah.
else.
Star Wars actually got there now.
Yeah, Harry Potter. They opened a whole new Harry Potter one.
I know
I,
Star Wars is Disney.
Yeah, well, Disney, you know...
No, I think they have a Star Trek.
Oh, that's what it was.
They have a walk through Star Trek.
Hell
thing.
no, I'll go there. I'll punch a Star Trek in the face.
Rich likes Star Trek. What
You
you
like
trying
Star
to
Trek,
say?
Rich?
You're mute, you keep going, your mic's gonna disappear. You unplug your camera.
And William Shatner's still
Quiet
alive
cancel
and kicking.
from the podcast.
Well, I didn't know you were a Star Trek fan.
You ever seen the movie Fanboys?
Yes.
I love that movie. When they get into the
Kick your
fight with
ass.
the Trekkies.
Fanboys is a lot of good. Fanboys is great, and then what's the one where the guys go to Skywalker Ranch?
That's one.
That's Fanboys.
That's the same
yeah.
one?
When
That's
they break into
Fanboys?
Skywalker Ranch.
That's that. I mean, you got if you're a fan of any of those things, you cannot take yourself too seriously because
No.
but it's fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Disney World's fun. Like I tried, we haven't been. We tried to go to Universal the one time, and I mean, I think like none of us have even watched Harry Potter. And I was, we got to see Harry Potter, and I'm like, I haven't seen the movie. Like, I'm not gonna go just to. I mean, I heard the rides are good,
yeah.
but the ride that's very good. I don't even like the movies, but the ride that's really good in Disney World is that Avatar ride.
Yeah, I heard that.
The
ride's
Avatar
wild.
ride is really good.
Yeah, I heard it's
so.
wild.
But they all. I mean, it's a lot of the same. There's
Yeah,
good
yeah.
rides at both places, so go see what you like.
When I, as a Florida resident, you have a payment plan. So I had Busch Gardens, which included SeaWorld, Universal, and Disney. And
Yeah, the resident tickets, they're like really discounted too.
This is when Yoda was secretly working for the FBI. One of his other lives, many lives that he has.
but a good way to distinguish between the two, World, OR, or Orlando, and Disneyland, LA, Los Angeles.
Nerd. Just kidding. Sorry, yo. Just kidding. I watch this guy on TikTok sometimes. He's pretty funny. He must live in Florida because he goes to Disney World all the time, and he'll only go to like the countries in Disney World, and he'll get a drink at every single one of them.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
okay,
And he'll
yeah.
just keep going through them until he gets like hammered. It's hilarious. He'll always be like,
Downtown.
"All right, next I'm headed to Sweden." Then like he'll show up in like Tokyo, and he'll be like, "Now next I'm headed to Tokyo." No, I'm in Tokyo. Wait. He'll just be hammered. It's fucking hilarious. It's great.
There's a local connection now, New York Beer Project
In Disney World?
in Disney.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Do you think if we go there and tell them we're New Yorkers, they'll give us a discount?
And
Like,
Lockport.
hey man, we're from New York.
I'm from Lockport, so
I'm walking here.
You
They
guys
say
been to
that?
the one in
You,
Is it
you just
Hamburg?
talk Boston.
Orchard Park? You been to that one?
my
Same difference.
my doctor group is just around the corner.
Oh, okay.
So
I've only been to the one out in transit.
Lockport. Yeah, that's my own stomping grounds.
Nice.
Oh, you gonna cry?
Yeah, unfortunately, if the current administration was around when New York Beer Project was built, New York Beer Project wouldn't be a thing.
What are we talking about? Washington D.C. president.
You don't like beer?
Yes. Huh?
You don't like beer?
I had to do
No, the current administration is against grants, such as the colleges are having trouble. But New York Beer Project was built on or funded heavily on grants, which is
Why don't
good
we
for
get a
the
fucking grant, dude? Why don't we apply for a grant? We're getting loser.
There's a lot of processes.
So we could build a giant statue right here.
like.
Yeah, but I don't want one right here in the corner. It's just Bigfoot. But then we'd have to move it every time we leave, so it wouldn't be in other people's podcasts.
Right.
That would be unfortunate.
You
Let's
can
get a
decorate it.
cardboard cutout like that.
That's
whatever
what, we
that
should
is.
just get a cardboard cutout like the guy, the other
Oh,
guy.
even better.
Yeah, we can put it.
But which
tree.
Sasquatch?
I don't know.
Or Sasquatch.
Which Squatch is which?
Or the Yeti. I
The
can't decide.
Yeti, the Sasquatch,
So many.
the one that the $6 million man fought. Which one do you want?
I don't know. It's a good
Oh yeah,
question.
remember that one? They threw the styrofoam rocks at each other. Those were great.
We need a cardboard cutout of the logo so we can put it behind us on the wall right there when we record.
And
Where do we
that's
get that
what that's y'all. That's why Yodel has heart problems. That's the second cat. Fucking A.
It has nothing to do with that. There's zero sugar.
Caffeine is your friend. Caffeine is your friend.
Hold on.
Caffeine is your friend.
Dude,
I'm
I've been
surprised I don't have heart problems, dude. This thing's got 102% sugar in it.
That's what will get you the sugar.
and the caffeine. I've been
gotta stop
caffeine
drinking
free
these.
since July 19 to 2024.
Nice.
And it's still going strong.
And you're still fat. What's up with that?
You're fatter.
You're fatter than me, bro.
Yeah, I
You weigh like 3 bills. I don't weigh 3 bills.
Yeah, that's 3 bills right here. Solid.
Exactly. Motherfucker. Exactly. Oh, I just thought of another great show I watched. It might be one of the best shows ever made. True Blood.
Yes.
That show was great, man.
Duck Dynasty.
When it was on, you know that show's coming back.
Yes.
Duck Dynasty?
Yeah.
No
Without
shit.
Phil, obviously, because he has dementia.
Really does?
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's got it real bad.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
See, it's scary because
How about, is Miss K gonna be there?
No, it's gonna be Willie's family. Him and his kids running it now, and Uncle Si, obviously,
I'm about to say.
Oh yeah, Uncle
because
Si.
that guy's gonna live to be like 300.
You always carry that
He's a
teacup.
Vietnam veteran, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I got the,
Yeah,
I
me
got
too.
the thing called sticky thing. What's that, Uncle Si? I'll put together and
I like when they the episode when they get like slushes or whatever. He's like, I got a brain sneeze. And he's like, what is that? He's like, it's when your brain's got a sneeze, but it can't because it's a brain, so it just hurts. Tell me, dude. I love him.
yo, Si is still doing his thing.
Well, yeah, man, he's killing it, dude.
They have like
dude, that whole
spin-off
family's
shows.
fucking loaded,
Yeah, they had
dude.
spin-off shows
Yeah,
too.
their
didn't they?
whole family's loaded. They're set for life, dude.
It's crazy. And it started with a duck call.
Yeah,
You
them
kidding
kids
me?
will never have to work a
No.
day in their life.
Ever.
John Luke, remember when John Luke got married?
I remember when he got. I remember on the episode when he got his wisdom teeth taken out, and they were taking him home. He was all drugged up, and he just kept saying "Bumblebee tuna." He was like,
Yeah.
"Bumblebee
Yeah,
tuna."
goofy stuff, yeah.
Yo, how about the time where was it Jet, Miss K, were going to Jess's house, throwing toilet paper?
Oh yeah, I would love to be a part of that family, dude. They all seem so cool. Like they're so close and shit.
And they're workers too.
Yeah.
Like those two random guys.
Yeah,
Who
I forget their
they
names.
became like family just
Yeah,
because they work in the.
Martin?
That was the funniest part about it. It was like they're all rich, they don't need to work, and they're still there making duck calls.
Right,
anyways.
right.
Like, what are you doing, bro?
And
You
what
could
was
just
it?
be
What
chilling.
was
Oh,
that one
Godwin.
guy?
Godwin, that's one of them. I forgot the
Yeah,
other guy's name.
Mountain Man.
Mountain Man, he was the best.
He's like, oh, well, we gotta go.
Oh,
over here."
Willie, I'll take a cherry or an orange. Whatever you want to bring me. I love that guy.
Yo, I love Goblin because they ham sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, when they went on strike.
We
What do we want? Ham sandwich.
Just has
I'm
like,
hungry. I left my lunch in there.
just has like, you can't be saying lunch.
Good times, dude. Good times. Yeah, that's another good show. You know what show my mom watches a lot? My dad loves to make fun of it. Is Swamp People. My dad finds it hilarious that they're all born and raised in America and they need subtitles.
That'd be me right there.
He thinks it's hilarious.
Well, they kind
Especially-
of have that.
They got like the deep
Deep,
South, yeah.
yeah,
Especially
deep
Troy
South.
Landry.
Right.
I can understand, sure.
Shoot 'em, shoot 'em.
'Cause it's almost like a Creole English mix. You
Yeah,
know?
it's
and,
crazy.
ew. That's the one where they catch the crocodiles.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Shoot the crocodile in the head.
yeah. My mom loves that show.
What about the catfish hunters?
Catfish Hunters.
Oh,
Which one's
yeah.
that?
They're like Muddy Waters.
No, isn't that on the same show?
Is it?
I think it is.
No.
Oh,
That
Swamp
Swamp People's got a couple spin-offs too.
I've
So it
seen
might be
that,
like a
though.
spin-off of that one.
They like go under the water and they just basically
Oh, fisting.
stick their yeah.
It's called
I didn't want to say that, but
No, it's actually called fisting.
They got a
They put a bunch of gunk on there and just go underneath and just pick up.
Swamp People's got a spin-off called Serpent Invasion where they hunt snakes. They hunt and kill snakes too. It's pretty
You
wild.
know, you know, there's another good like a reality TV show, Gold Rush.
yeah.
They almost kill each other. Oh,
You
fuck!
guys been
Nugget.
doing that for fucking years too.
wait, wasn't there one where they were like going and digging up ginger, like ginger root? You guys ever seen that one? That's a
don't think
total
so.
redneck one. That's classic.
Or Moonshiners.
Yeah.
Moonshiners.
I forget what the ginger one's called, but I don't
Is
even
it
know there was
Ginger Shiners? That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah,
I thought it was all over.
I thought it was all in Asia.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Wait.
that be? What if it's just called Ginger Shiners?
I don't know.
Be
I
a
forget the
great
name
name
of the
for
show.
Yo,
but-
Cheetah, do you like watching reality competition shows?
I never did before, but there's just something about drama that just gets me excited. You
I
know,
was like, oh,
like I just watched this show on Netflix called Battle Camp, where it was like it's actually hosted by Taylor Lewan from Bussin' with the Boys, and it takes like reality stars from all these different Netflix shows, and it puts them together in this camp where they have to like compete to win like $250,000, but the elimination every night, they put your names up on a wheel and they spin the wheel. So like you could only be on there could be somebody that's on there like 6 times and you're only on there once, but if the wheel lands on you, you're eliminated. So it's all by chance.
man, that kind
It's
of
crazy. Yeah, it's pretty good actually. It's a pretty good show. Yeah, so it's got like people from like The Circle on there and like, you know, fucking all them other dating shows that Netflix
Circle's
has.
not really a dating show. It's just a social.
No, yeah, well, I'm just saying. You know, it's got like the other dating shows on there. It's got people from like The Mole, which was a Netflix show.
That's a good show.
It's pretty good actually.
What was that one competition show where it was these two goofy announcers, and then they usually had a pretty attractive female announcer?
Wipeout?
Wipeout.
That's a
I was
great
gonna say
show.
Big Balls.
That's a great show. I love Wipeout.
They had these big giant red balls.
I love
like,
Wipeout,
brr,
or Wipeout.
brr, brr, you know,
Yeah,
That's
Wipeout was
classic.
great.
Wipeout.
I like,
John.
I like watching people get hurt. It makes me laugh.
Or whack,
classic.
or the golf one.
Holy Moly! Oh, I loved
Oh,
Holy
I
Moly.
haven't seen that one.
It was supposed to come back and it never did, and I was so sad. It's
Holy
so
moly, fork wheel.
It was with it had Rob Riggle as one of the hosts. It was fucking great, dude. Oh my god, it was like mini golf competition, but like the holes were insane. It was like made by Stephen Curry. He like created all the holes and shit. It was crazy. Some of them were wild.
And Joe Tessera, he's on WWE right now.
Yeah, yeah. It was a great show, dude. I love that show. I like when they take shit like that with like a really simple concept and they just make it insane. You know what I mean? Like they make it so much harder. Like when they had that Ultimate Tag show, where it was literally people just running around an arena playing tag, and it was like hosted by the Watt brothers. It was fucking great, dude. Such a simple concept and so hilarious. Because the one guy literally like tries to go jump over someone, and he like knocks himself out. I just love watching people get hurt, dude. It's hilarious, especially when they're fat, dude. It's always funnier what happens to a fat guy. I heard that once when I was a kid. I was at this is back before they became 7-Eleven. I was at a Wilson Farms. A bunch of my buddies when I was like 18. And it was me, one of my buddies, and our other buddy. He was like a little fat kid. He was great. We rode into the parking lot, and he like hit one of the like parking spot things. And he like fell off his bike, and some old guy walked by, and he said, "Always funnier when it happens to a fat kid." And we just started laughing. It was fucking hilarious. Then he gave us cigarettes. So he was probably insane. But it's okay. Because now I have that forever. That it's always funnier when it happens to a fat kid.
It's a special memory.
The hell is this? You push a fat kid, they fall and cry, you laugh.
I know. It's just science, bro.
You
Science.
try to do that to a skinny kid, you hope to God they don't come up and beat your ass.
Yeah, man. Except for me. I never got no fight my whole life.
Bullshit, he's always started fights.
That's why I had an older brother. Thank God for older brothers.
He's a, hey, Cheetah, young Cheetah, can you go over there and just ram your your
That's
tricycle
true story. That did happen.
into the goalie net?
When we were kids, my cousin lived in Youngstown Trailer Park. And there was other kids, obviously, that lived in there that we didn't like. Nobody knows why. We never liked each other. We just didn't. It's just how it happened back then. And then one day we were all just hanging out with my brother. And they were playing like street hockey. My brother and my cousin were like, I had like one of them big wheels I was riding on. My cousin and my brother were like, hey man, go over there and ride your thing as fast as you can in their hockey net. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. They're going to beat me up. My brother's like, no, just do it. So I did it. And then literally immediately as soon as I hit it, you see my brother, my cousin, and their friends just coming out, just charged at these guys, and they all just started fighting. And I was just sitting there. It was great. I don't know why. Nobody knows why we all hated each other. We just did.
It was just trailer park robbery.
Yeah, it was just like, and it was crazy because like our grandparents lived in a trailer park too, and that was like safe ground. They saw us at our grandparents' house, they wouldn't do anything because they were just like, no, we got respect for the grandparents. Like it was crazy. It was awesome though.
So how about the time your young Cheetah was dipped into the devil's lettuce and his aunt called him out?
No, that never happened. I never smoked weed in my life ever. Not once. While they were smoking weed, I was at home reading the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, man.
And
I
you
was
don't
doing
let
that.
fool you.
Yeah, we
I
got
like that word, devil's lettuce.
Yeah,
That's
we
classic.
got super high once in the trailer park. Me and my brother and my cousin, and then this other guy who was probably way too old to be hanging out with us, but he was like one of my aunt's friends, like older kid or whatever. So we all got like my brother had like a Ziploc bag full of weed, and we smoked like half of it. I was high out of my mind. My eyes were beet red. We walked back into my aunt's trailer. And the whole plan, literally walking up there, like, listen, we're going to go in, just go right to the room. Don't do nothing, don't say nothing. And I'm like, okay, right to the room. Got it. As soon as we walk in, what's the first thing I do? I stop right in the middle of the living room, look right at her. And she's like, Sean, what's wrong with your eyes? And I'm like, I have an eye infection. She's like, what's wrong with your other eye? And I said, in both eyes. So she immediately knew. And then as punishment for, doing that, she found the rest of the weed on my brother and made us all grab a handful of it and throw it in the toilet and flush it. Yeah. And the guy, the older kid that was with it, he kept saying, he's like, no, I'll buy it off you. Let me buy it off you. It was fucking crazy. One of the best moments of that memory was the fact that my brother, back then, like, Finding Nemo was really big. It, like, just came out. And they had given away toys in like the cereal box. It was like a little Nemo toy. My brother used, pothead ingenuity and, and like engineer it, and he turned it into a pipe. So we smoked out of it, and every time he'd pass you, he'd be like, kiss the fish. That's fucking great. It's one of the greatest memories of my life, dude. I rarely ever got high again after that. But they scarred me forever, I think. I think it like permanently damaged me, because then every time I got high after that, I got really paranoid. I'd like start freaking out and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Chidi, you remember that time we had a little smoke session back at my house?
Oh yeah, when you went inside, we all thought you were dead.
Is that the time his brother's ex-girlfriend, or his girlfriend at the time, goes in and it's like, sure, what are you doing? I'm just in there like this.
He was literally in his room, sitting in his chair, with like Gucci Mane playing as loud as possible, and he was just like this. We literally thought he was dead. He was not breathing. I swear to God, he was not breathing.
You okay? I'm like, yeah, man.
He was like, yeah, man, I'm good. It was crazy. Meanwhile, I'm fucking paranoid. I'm like tripping out and shit. I'm like,
paranoid.
I'm like, dude, the cops are gonna come. We gotta get out of here, man. What is going on?
Yo, he look, you had to walk him down the alley.
I was like freaking out, dude. I think I was allergic to marijuana, if that's possible. Because that shit used to mess me up way more than it should have. Good times, though. Got any times like that, Yoder?
Oh, yeah.
Were you smoking pot with like Macho Man Randy Savage and shit? Because your life's a mystery?
Wait a minute. I bet Yoda does have an interesting story. Pot story.
Yoder was probably at Woodstock, dude. I don't know.
I was.
See? What did I tell you? Most interesting man
Wait,
in the world. Right
you
here.
talking about when Limp Bizkit almost
Yeah.
set the whole place on fire?
No, wasn't that 99?
Yeah, I was there.
We talk about
No,
that
I'm talking
one
about the
too.
original Woodstock.
Oh, no. I was 60 now. I was just born.
Damn. Damn, you're old.
I'm not that old.
You're old, brother.
Wait, what year?
He's-
68?
He's older than me.
How old are you?
I'll be 57 in July.
No.
Yeah.
How old are you?
55.
No.
My mom's like,
We probably went to the same schools
You
together.
guys don't even
we
look like
both
you'd be that
lived
old,
in Kenmore.
honestly.
Yeah.
I would have guessed, honestly, Yoder, if I didn't know you already, I'd say like maybe like late 40s, maybe. Maybe like early 40s.
yo, if
for
I had to
Andy.
say, I had to say
didn't
about
see you
mid
guys.
50s.
Washington? Elementary? What elementary school did you go to?
Well, I went to Horseman.
Well, there was a school.
Horseman.
Right.
Yeah. Phillips
Rich, was there a real school called
One
Horseman in
Phillips
the Kenmore area?
But then they
Say that
closed
again.
that.
Horseman,
So then I
Horseman
went to Thomas
what?
Edison,
elementary.
Okay.
Benjamin Franklin.
Oh, I have no
Right.
idea.
What was your fucking mascot? A centaur? Horseman? What the hell?
There's some. What school?
What's that?
What was the school?
I went to Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Edison.
Well, Horace Mann was the first one.
Horseman was the first one.
Now it's a senior center, isn't it?
Yeah, they tore it down.
Horseman. I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
grew up in Kenmore too?
No, but I remember the name. I remember that
Oh.
school name.
I thought you said Horseman.
Yeah, I know you did too.
It
Yeah,
was
because
a,
all you
It wasn't
kids came over to
Horseman.
Phillips
It was
Street.
Oh.
yeah.
Horseman.
Yeah.
That makes
Mr.
more
Carr
Horace
was
Man.
my teacher.
Makes more sense.
Horse.
I had,
Horse is
I
the
had Miss
first-
Short
No.
Horse.
and Mr. De Niro.
I got a funny North Tonawanda High School, middle school story. So years ago, they had two middle schools.
Uh-oh.
They had
We went dark.
Resel
on this
Middle
TV.
School. This is North Tonawanda, and they had Lowry, but at the time it was on Payne, and it was just Payne.
Oh,
And it was
yeah,
Payne
yeah.
Junior High. So when they were renaming the schools because they were going to call them middle schools instead of junior highs, somebody realized that if they didn't change the name of Payne, the school would be called PMS. So, so someone was like, "Well, that's not going to work. So we have to find someone to name the school after." So that's how it became Lowry. And then 10 years later, they closed it anyway. But I just thought that was funny that someone was smart enough to realize, well, that's going to be a problem, especially if it's middle school kids. Like middle school kids
Oh,
are
yeah.
notorious with that stuff.
See that? Middle school or after a week, because we had elementary, junior high, and senior high. Because I went to Sweet Home Junior. Now it's Middle.
Yeah. They just changed the grades around, changed
yeah.
it
Now six grades.
to protect the innocent.
But now, you know, in Niagara Falls, they got sixth graders in elementary now.
Hey, Chop.
Yeah,
Sorry
they
to
move
cut you
stuff
off, but
around.
do you know a drummer named Daniel Williams? He used to be the drummer for Devil Wears Prada.
I think so.
Oh, he died in a plane crash.
Shit.
Just now?
Yeah, him
I
and
mean,
his
just
agent.
recently? Shoot.
Oh.
They're touring right now, too. Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah, it's like the third rock star death this week, dude.
That
There's been a lot
sucks.
of them.
Hey, Andy, guess who's coming to the Darien Lake? Fall in Reverse
Oh,
with
yeah?
Slaws Revel.
Nice.
I'm going to that show.
Skillet and Disciple are, too. For, I think it's during Kingdom Bound, but that's okay.
I will go to a Christian metal concert.
Yeah, Skill is good. I saw him a couple times. Disciple, I saw.
You know, it's a weird Christian metal band. As I Lay Dying. Like, what?
Right.
POD. You know what POD stands for? Punishment of Death.
No, payable
Payable
on
and
that.
death.
Oh, wow. Payable of Death.
Yeah.
Punishment of Death.
They're real good friends with Deftones, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember when what happened to Chi? Was it a disease or a car accident or something? The one guy,
Disease, I believe.
yeah. They would POD and then would always have like fundraisers and stuff for him. Because they're like POD and Deftones are so close.
That was his brother's.
Deftones
That,
company to Buffalo.
Yeah.
that was his favorite brother. That was Cheetah's brother's favorite band.
Oh, yeah.
POD.
Nice. Deftones, well, in Toronto, did I tell you this one already? System of a Down, Deftones, and Polyphia.
Deftones will come to Key
Yeah. But I want to see that show up in Toronto because System of a Down never comes here, like anywhere, barely
They're
anywhere in the
protesting
U.S.
U.S.
The
You
US,
know, from
yeah,
the,
pretty
they're
much.
from the U.S.
Yeah, it's
Because all
ironic.
their songs are.
Yeah, it's ironic.
I tell you. So, continuing with your story,
Where was I?
you're in southeast of Georgia.
Oh, Valdosta, Georgia. Yeah. So, from there, so my son moved down. We got him all set up in his apartment. That was Monday. And then Tuesday, I think he had to start work on Tuesday. So we hightailed it. Well, we were going to hightail it out of there. But the brakes in my car went. So, yeah. So we had to stay overnight, another night in Valdosta. And then got the brakes fixed at Mavis.
Now, when you say your brakes went, did you put the pedal and the pedal went to the floor?
Not quite. It was the caliper was freezing up. And I attempted to fix it, and because I'm relatively mechanically inclined, but I don't have my tools with me. So I temporarily fixed it on the way down to Georgia and Tennessee at an AutoZone because they let you borrow tools.
Yeah.
So between me and one of the workers there, we figured out what to do. We got to Georgia from Tennessee. But then the heat and just the stop and go traffic because people are idiots. They get their licenses out of Cracker Jack boxes. From Ohio, they're okay. Farther south you go, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia.
And yet the speed limit
goes up.
Up and up. It's like normal is 75.
Okay. I'm going to ask all four of you a question. If there's a multiple lane highway, even 2-lane highway, which lane is the slow lane?
It's the right lane.
Far right.
Yeah, what they said.
Rich? Everyone?
Say
We're all
that
in
again?
agreement here, right? The slow lane is the right lane,
Yeah, it's the
correct?
cruise
The slow lane is the right lane. And if you're
Correct.
driving left, get the frick out of the way.
Bingo. No,
Don't make me yell.
no, not in Georgia. No, there's 3 or 4 lanes. They sit in the lane over from the slow lane. And then they let each other pass on the left and the right. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. Anyways, back to the good news. So then, youngest son, all set. He starts work the next day. We get the car fixed at a Mavis. He gave me a military discount.
Yes.
It was all good. Went to Kernersville, North Carolina, which is near Winston-Salem. That's where my middle son is, and his wife, and my grandson, who just had his 3rd birthday on the 18th. So we got to at least visit him in person a couple days late with his birthday gifts. So we had a good stay there. Went to a local diner, got some good food. And I'm tipping the scales at 209 now. But I'm usually under 200. So
Fuck, I wish I was at 200.
I was eating good for the last month or so.
That's pretty cool. So,
Now, you said you had stories about Europe?
I mean, yeah, 4 countries, 7 amusement parks.
What was your favorite one?
Well, that's one point I would make on European amusement parks is that, except for one holiday park in Germany, they're all themed similar to like a Disney World or Disneyland or Universal. Whereas like you go to Darien Lake and yeah, there's rides and they might have some licensed stuff, but you don't, even at parks with licensed things like DC or Marvel or whatever, WWE or whatever, for instance, it's not like themed, like the whole park or areas of the park. Closest thing I can think of is probably Busch Gardens. Like, you guys ever been to Williamsburg?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And it's like out in the country. Of course, it's next to the brewery because it's Busch Gardens, you know, brewery. But yeah, the parks just seemed more like family friendly, even though there's some bigger rides there, but themed. The food is really good, and as theme parks go, about the same price as stuff, even with the exchange rate. But it was fun. See, holiday park in Germany. Oh no, we started off at Europa Park, which they say Europa Park. Yeah.
Isn't that a YouTube song? Zooropa. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Zootopia. No.
Papa.
So yeah, Europa Park.
I hear that, it makes me think of Super Trooper
Yeah,
by ABBA. ABBA.
good tune.
It's a good tune. too.
I think I heard that recently.
I only know that because of Mamma Mia. I
Here
don't
we
really know
go
Mamma
again.
Mia because a girl was dating me watch it, and then
Here
go
we-
see the second one with her.
Here we go again.
I'm a sucker, man. I'm
And
dating a
he
woman. She
didn't
asked me
tell
to
you
do
the
something. I
fact
do
that
it.
he cut a hole in the popcorn bag.
No, I didn't.
Oh
do that.
boy.
I did spill my icy everywhere though. For as soon as I got in there, literally right in front of me. So my feet were sticky the whole time. It was very unfortunate.
Well, speaking of sticky things in the theater, isn't the Pee Wee Herman documentary coming out?
Yeah, tomorrow. Drops tomorrow.
See how I transitioned into that one real quick?
See, that's a good segue right there. That's a good segue.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
you got to learn from him.
I was going to
Go to Andy's segue class so he
You
can
had a
teach
good
you how to
segue, and
segue.
then segue me into that segue. So we're riffing. We're
All
riffing
all jokes aside, I'm actually pretty excited to watch that Pee Wee documentary.
It's supposed to be
honest
good.
with you. Only because I grew up watching Pee Wee's Playhouse,
Yes.
and
was
people
awesome.
like Pee Wee are like what inspired me to be like, okay, well, if this guy can be weird as hell and be loved by everyone, why can't I be weird as hell and be loved by everyone?
Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, so it literally just gave me the confidence to just be weird.
Just be yourself.
He's going on
Yeah.
tour soon.
Yeah, Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, another one.
Took other people's music, put funny words to it. That's what I used to do with my kids too.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it.
To go along with that foop thing, I would just make up goofy words to songs, and my kids would think it was hilarious. It was the funniest dad ever.
I watched the trailer for that Pee Wee one. I think it might be kind of sad too. When he starts to talk about his darker days. When he was getting in trouble, and then he was like, my whole life I had to live a lie. Because it didn't come out until like after he was dead that he was like gay, right? Or I think apparently he was gay or something. I don't know.
Wait, he's dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
A couple years ago.
You know what?
No. Now I'm sad.
Good job, Yoder. You ruined Christmas.
Again.
It's all your fault.
Again.
I thought since the documentary was coming out,
No,
he
he
was still
died.
alive.
That's why it's
and-
coming out because he died.
Poor Pee Wee. What was his real name? Paul something?
Paul Herman.
Rubens?
Yeah, Paul. Oh, Paul
Rubens,
Rubens.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Rubens.
Yeah.
Ruben.
Rubens.
He did
I want a Reuben.
on that show Gotham. He played Penguin's dad on
That
that,
was a
show.
good
He was
segue.
pretty good.
See? I want a Reuben.
The stars are bright through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. Yep.
Love that movie.
It's like when he says he's at the Alamo, and he's on the phone with the girl, and she's like,
yeah.
"Where are you?" He's like, "I'm in Texas." "You're not in Texas." He's like, "Oh, listen." And then and everybody's just walking by, and they just stop and they just applaud. I mean, the movie's just great. Like
Yeah, I'd love
Pee Wee
that movie.
Herman's or Pee Wee's Great Adventure is
Yeah, I love
just
that
a
movie.
flawless movie.
Francis.
Is it when so large
Yeah.
Marge?
Tell him Large Marge sent you.
So that
Oh,
movie's just
hey,
great.
Hey, Large Marge sent me. They're all like,
I can dude, that whole movie he wanted his fucking bike back.
yeah, dude, Francis, bitch ass, man. I hated Francis, dude.
Fat bastard.
We all had a bully like Francis growing up. I had a bully
Yeah,
like
but he
him.
went and kicked that guy's ass.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
like,
like
the first scene, he's drowning him in the kid's pool.
It's so funny that his like butler or whatever in the movie looks like the dude from Austin Powers.
He does.
What do they call him in Austin Powers? I forgot.
it's kind of like Biff in Back to the Future movies.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like back then movie bullies were cooler. They're not as cool nowadays. I feel like they were way cooler back then. Like if I seen Biff, I'd actually kind of probably be afraid, to be honest. He
a
had
big
that
dude.
very big,
Biff's a
commanding
big dude.
presence.
Yo, will you rather a Pee Wee Herman movie or a Mr. Bean movie?
I don't know. Probably Pee Wee. Just got grew up on Pee Wee. I do love Mr. Bean though. Mr. Bean's great. That guy's
When
great too.
Mr. Bean comes to America. Oh, we don't do this. Just I say hello.
Hello. That's a great one.
Yo,
I miss movies like that. Dude. Those movies were the best.
I miss Monty Python movies.
Tis but a scratch.
Remember on
I come around and fight you.
WNED, like was it Friday nights or Saturday nights? They'd have like Monty Python's Flying Circus. Channel 17.
I think it was
right?
Friday nights.
Yeah. And stay up and sneak and watch Benny Hill because
Oh, that's
Benny Hill was Sunday nights.
Was it?
I always remember.
That was
Yeah, my brothers and I would watch Benny Hill on Sunday nights, like
Yeah, yeah.
11:30.
It was a little risque.
That would be like on CBS or something, like
Yeah, yeah.
Channel 4. it'd show up on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
Wow, what
My
different
dad,
childhood
my
you
mom
had.
did not like us watching Benny Hill.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, there was just all sexual innuendo.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Couldn't
and
have
my
that on
dad
now.
didn't care. My dad's like, just come on. It's just, they're just stupid. It's
Just
just
the
you know,
boys being boys.
Well, he would watch it with us. My dad thought it was hilarious, you know, like, you know. And then like there was this. My dad had this friend who was a little bit shorter than him, was bald, and he would pat the guy on the head, like all the time, like the Benny Hill things.
Right.
So I mean, just it was harmless.
That's crazy. You guys would stay up to watch that. I used to stay up to watch softcore porn on
That's
Cinemax.
true.
Skinemax.
Skinemax.
Yeah,
Friday and Saturday nights.
that's
Me
my
too.
favorite. My parents would go to bed and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to bed too," and sneak back down at like 3 a.m. and I'd be like, "Yeah,
Or
can't wait to do that to a woman."
Bet.
But at the time of watching, I'd never touched a woman before. But I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that to a woman one day."
You know, or
Back when I was a kid,
Back in my day,
the cable box had an actual cable. The remote wasn't, wasn't wireless as they are now. And you would go, and of course, we didn't have the adult channels, but in between the lines, you know what's happening.
oh Yoder, now you're really aging yourself.
but hey,
Might even be able to get the sound, but you couldn't really see the. Yeah.
You ever be watching the video and you'd be like, "Oh, there's a boob, there's a boob, we got boob."
or HBO used to have better shows too. Cinemax had these movies. HBO had like real sex.
You know what's
shocking
crazy?
videos.
You know what's crazy? Paramount Plus has all that shit on there. If you get like Paramount Plus with Showtime, it has all the softcore porn on there.
For real?
Yeah. Not that I know. Somebody told me once. Just Yoder, whatever you do, don't actually go on my profile accidentally.
Yo,
Look at his viewing history. Don't do it, please.
and the one time I got him a movie. It was called Dr. Jekyll and
Mistress
Mrs.
Hyde.
Like, okay.
I watched that thing till it stopped working.
That's just a great name. That's
Yeah,
just
dude, it was great.
It's a great name for
And
a
it was
film.
just as good, too.
Yeah.
I was
It
like,
was
okay,
fantastic.
a good storyline.
Yeah, man, I had a good movie. I had a good story.
No, it really was.
I like a good story, dude. I like to sink my teeth into a good story, before I pull out the tissues.
No boy.
Oh, after you get done,
Why?
like,
Because it makes you cry?
Yeah,
No,
man, I like to get into
Oh,
it.
okay.
I like story-based movie, like those. Like, get done. It's like, okay, you're watching a half hour. He's like, this is actually kind of cool. And he's like, oh,
He gets into it. He's just like, wait, I thought the plumber was there to fix the pipes. What's going on? What is happening?
and where's the pizza at? There's no pizza there today.
Could you imagine having to explain pornography to like a caveman?
Or
I
a
would
bl-
even
or
do
a
it.
blind
Portal mag.
person.
Oh yeah.
And what?
You ever?
Blind
I seen somebody. This guy I follow on Facebook. He does like. He goes to like a lot of garage sales and shit. He found a completely braille Playboy. Yeah, it was crazy. It was funny.
Reminds me of the Kenmore
cool.
West yearbook every year. Having nothing to do with porn or braille.
What
But
Where are we going with this?
so the yearbook committee for years would always have like not like a spoof. What's the word I'm looking for? Like just a
poof.
goofy, like a goofy thing. It was a picture. It was all the yearbook committee, and it was titled the Marcel Marceau Chorus. Get it? The Marcel Marceau Chorus. He's a mime. He's a mime.
And he has the only line in Mel Brooks' silent movie.
Oh yeah.
He's in silent movie, and he's the only one with a line.
Huh. Interesting.
Because they make sound, and so obviously he's just Marcel Marcel, and there's a scene where they're like, "Do you want to be in the movie?" And he's like, "No," and that's the only spoken line in silent movie.
Wow.
Mel Brooks. That's an underappreciated one in silent movie.
Yo, I just saw a line right now. This place that allows the cats 200-pound limit. Let me get like a puma, a panther, a cheetah.
Or the cat lady brings 20 10-pound cats. Which is it?
I want a pet cheetah.
There you go. One right
Why'd
here.
it have
duh.
to be such a cheetah, though?
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
See that? See what I did there?
Yo, if I have a cat, I'll get one of them fucking bald Sphinx.
Cats are fucking ugly.
And when they're pink,
What?
it's creepy.
What?
I don't know. It's
Bald
just
one,
me.
dude? It's freaky.
Yeah.
It's freaky, dude.
My next cat, I want a Maine Coon.
My dad has a Maine Coon.
What is that?
It's a Rizzler face.
Yeah. What is it?
They're just big cats. Big. They look like Sphinx or pointed ears.
Oh, okay.
I have a Tortie.
They're just really big.
My cat's a Tortie. She's also kind of a bitch, but I love her.
Yeah, the one cat I think was the white cat. Remember that guy from the diabetes commercial? You don't get the
Oh,
diabetes.
Wilford Brumley or whatever.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. You gonna get the diabetes.
Wait a minute. Please tell me Wilford Brumley's still alive.
No, he's a pest.
No, he's pretty sure.
Just kidding.
The diabetes finally got him. It took like 40 years, and that guy.
Right? Holy moly.
People thought that guy was old, and he wasn't old. Like he was 40 something.
Really?
Like in that movie, what's the movie where he's like, what is it, like Cocoon or something? He wasn't old. I think he was like 50.
Holy
And then, but people just assumed he was like 70. Everybody else in that movie was old, but he wasn't that old. Then he just played old forever.
Huh.
There's a lot of actors that just played old, like all those old westerns, like Gabby Hayes. Like he was old in the end, but I think he played the same old coot for like 40 years in all those old movies with John Wayne.
Hey, if you can make a career out of being typecast, sign me up.
Yeah.
You know?
There's actually is a guy. He plays Hector.
Yeah, literally every movie he's ever been in, his character's name is Hector.
Or
Every single
or
movie.
the Mexican gangster.
Or the Mexican gangster. And he's
What's
His whole career is built off
what's his name? The guy from Breaking Bad, who's in everything now.
Machete?
No,
What's that guy? What's the guy?
The guy
Yeah,
from
no,
Breaking
not
Bad,
that
the guy who
girl.
blows up in Breaking Bad.
No, it's he's in he's in like a couple Fast and the Furious movies.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different person.
He's in Bruce Almighty. He's the one that has the monkey comes out of his butt.
Oh,
That
okay.
guy.
No, Dan.
Go home, anal dwelling butt monkey.
And I would have to say, if I met Dan Trio, I don't know if I'll bow down to him, tear might come to my eyes. If I met Terry Crews, it's gonna be the same thing.
Uh-oh. Avengers Doomsday just got delayed.
Yeah, my son texted me earlier.
Yeah.
Shocked.
Yeah, I'm also very
What a
shocked.
surprise that Marvel's not going to put out a movie on time.
Yeah.
Do you want to rush that movie?
I don't
just
even
wanted
want
them
to
to finish
see that
something.
movie.
It's we put it in the thing, and then someone didn't like it, and they're going to refilm 38% of the movie now.
I don't even want to
Just
see
release
it.
the damn movie.
I'm done with Marvel. I'm over it.
Yo,
got
I finally
Marvel
saw that trailer
fatigue.
for Superman.
I got Marvel fatigue.
Yeah, I can't wait till that comes out.
Yo, you saw that trailer for Superman?
Yeah, of course, man. I'm the trailer guy. I see all of them.
Wait, is Christopher Reeve still alive?
Nah, man.
All right, now you're just messing with us.
His son's in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
His son's in the movie. He plays a
Oh,
reporter.
okay.
That's what the son is, a journalist,
Yep.
and they have him playing a journalist in the movie. So
Nice.
yeah, he looks. I mean, he doesn't look exactly like his father, but you can definitely see a family resemblance with the kid.
Oh yeah, speaking of movies, Yoder, we didn't even talk about. Me and Yoder had another homie hangout over the weekend.
Yes.
Our third one. Now we're 3 for 3 on movies. All three
Nice.
movies we went and seen were pretty good. Went and seen the new Final Destination. Fucking brutal. Holy shit, it was brutal.
Yo,
The scenes were phenomenal.
Oof.
Yeah, if you like,
The deaths, oh my god! Every time I think they can't up the deaths in those movies, this one definitely upped it. There were some wild ones,
it called the crew.
and it was like, it was
They're
pretty
realistic.
gruesome. Yeah, it was pretty gruesome.
makes you think when you go over a bridge.
You don't say anything more, Yoda? Shit.
Yeah, like if you're traumatized by the first movie, you're gonna be traumatized by this movie.
Yo, to be honest, let me break that down. Those movies are so predictable. But the one guy in Final Destination, the first one, where he got choked out, the water broke, and all of a sudden disappeared.
What are you talking about?
You talking about his friend got choked by the wire?
By the shower string or
Yeah.
whatever? Yeah, man. Well, their deaths are supposed to be predictable because they cheated death. And you're not supposed to cheat death. That's why they're supposed to be predictable to make it more like ominous. Like, oh, why did this kill you of all things? Well, because you survived a plane crash. You weren't so surprised or survive.
Yo, if you had that available to cheat death like the guy in the first movie, will you lock yourself up in an insane asylum?
No, dude, you just do what the chick from the second movie did. She survived. She's still alive in the Final Destination timeline because she died technically.
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis survived, right? Please tell me that she's still alive.
Yeah.
Please, Lord.
Yeah, she's still alive.
Yes? Okay.
She's just nuts.
Hey, Andy, you know who's also still alive?
Yeah, she's-
Ronald McDonald.
Complete.
Have you seen Max Sabbath?
No.
Dude.
Big
all
Mac?
dress up.
Love that guy.
They all dress up like McDonald's characters, but they play Black Sabbath. It's called Max Sabbath. I'm serious.
It's like
How the heck does the mayor of McCheeseville or whatever the heck his name is,
The Grimace.
Mayor McCheese?
I don't know, but I
like
listened
with
to
that
them.
head? How
They
does he
sound
like hold an
legit.
instrument too?
They sound legit.
it's almost like the
That's great.
The Flanders band?
that band broke up.
Did they?
Yeah,
The Flanders, with like Ned Flanders.
Oh, yeah, they're all Ned Flanders.
it was a metalcore band.
That's
too.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's great.
I explained to a person, a kid that I met at last week. He's like 22. He didn't understand what Devo was. I had to explain Devo to him.
Oh, with the red hats?
Oh, my
The red hats.
gosh.
He's like, "What was with the red hats?" I'm like, "It was the '80s. That was really weird." They had one. They had like 2 songs. That was it. You know, and they all wore the stupid hats and black turtlenecks. That was it. That was their thing.
Their Devo is one of the most. They make the most amount of money, and they haven't released an album in years. But one of their songs is constantly on commercials. Oh, it's on MTV's
Ridiculousness.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
They make all their money off of MTV.
yeah.
Oh, because every time they do it, they use it as the theme song.
Yeah, it's been
Okay.
royalties have been on forever.
Yeah, they actually, when they
that
were making Ridiculousness, they let Rob
Yeah,
Dyrdek come in
that girl was so bad.
to the studio to do the yeah. So that's actually him doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
a good
actually
tune.
Rob Dyrdek
I
doing
love that
that.
tune. That's Devo?
Yep.
Was I not listening?
Yeah.
Yo, who sings that? Who sings that song? "I Walk 500 Miles"?
Oh, the Proclaimers.
Yeah.
Love that song.
That's a good song too.
I would walk
Oh, I
500
know the song, but I was thinking it was
miles.
someone else.
Would walk 500 more.
I'm drawing a blank.
Just to
Okay,
be
that tune right
the
there.
Man who walked
It's a Black Coffee House,
5,000 miles to fall
me and Cheetah
down
tried going
at
that too one
your
time.
door. What?
The emo's not that cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Those shits are hard to get to.
They are hard to get to.
So the,
A
so
buddy
the
Sell
thing,
out very quickly.
back to Devo, I had to look it up. The one guy, Mark Mothbaugh, like, you know what else he's famous for?
What?
He did all the music for Rugrats.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
like so a lot of those, like
Oh, wow.
a couple of
Mark
the guys
Mothersbaugh.
from Devo
Yeah.
ended
Oh,
up
shit.
doing like other stuff. Like you look him up, you look at it as whatever, where you look up like people's what they've done. Like he did a bunch of stuff after Devo. Like not some of them didn't do anything, but like he ended up having like an animation, like a really good animation career after that. That's like it's funny.
That's
Like
pretty
you think
cool.
that people after you see them on a TV show that like they never do anything again, then you actually go and look at what they've done, and they're like, oh,
Yeah,
like,
it's like a lot of behind the scenes.
yeah,
type
they
of
either
stuff,
become
yeah.
a director
Yeah.
or like they become a voice actor and they make
That's
a lot of
pretty
money
cool.
off of being a voice actor. And it's funny like how
That's
many
pretty cool.
people like end up you don't realize just because you don't see them that they actually kept working and doing things. Maybe some of them just end up being assistant directors on films and stuff, and then they just work, but you just don't see. They're not stars anymore. But
Well,
I'd
that
love
one.
to be. Oh, sorry. I don't
No,
mean
no,
to cut you
please.
off. I was just gonna say I'd love to be a voice actor. It's like my dream
We're
job. If I could
technically
have
our
any
voice
job-
actors.
If I could have any job, that'd be my job.
What was
voice
that?
Actor.
We're technically voice actors.
And you know why? Because we all have faces for radio.
Yes.
Especially Chop.
Especially in Cheeto.
No.
Everything about before we went to video, we were voice actors.
Video killed the radio star.
That's all.
Now we're part of it. We killed the radio star because we switched to
Well,
video.
podcasting is a whole other genre, I guess.
We killed it, man. We
It's a lot
killed
of
it.
work.
Back to the voice actor and continuing your career in a different kind of genre. What was that actor's name on Coach? He was like the real goofy coach.
right,
Oh, he played SpongeBob.
Yeah, he's Patrick's voice, right?
yeah.
That's classic.
Well, the guy
Also,
does,
Marshall's dad from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah.
Well, the guy who's like there's a documentary on TV about think I know that voice or something, and I watched it. And it was basically just a guy who was a voice actor, and he just basically interviews like tons of voice actors, and they all talk about him and what from either from The Simpsons or just. But most people don't realize how many of them do like so much work, you know. And they all talk about Mel Blanc from who was Bugs Bunny and stuff, everything like that. That was kind of like the original guy, the kind of But then all of them got into it, and you can do pretty good because there's so many things where it's animated stuff or video. Because video games, you can figure like all those video games have voice actors for all that stuff, you know. So there's a lot of work for voice actors.
Yeah, like one of my favorite video game voice actors, Nolan North.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a very recognizable voice. He did the voice of Nathan Drake in Uncharted, my favorite game.
I like it when once in a while they get like some screen time, you know, in something where they'll bring them in and give a chance to like maybe play the live action version of their voice or something. It's pretty kind of fun when they do that. You know.
Speaking of Nathan Drake, he was in the Nathan Drake. He was in the Uncharted movie.
Oh yeah, speaking of, I watched Uncharted movie finally. So everybody's like, "Oh, you love the games? Just give it a chance." Literally the worst fucking thing I've ever watched in my life.
Everybody who's played that game, like my son's played that game, and he hated it because he's like, Tom Holland should not be in this movie.
He was basically playing Spider-Man.
Yeah, he just my son was like, just like
Nathan Drake's like witty and like charming.
He said it should. He's actually said, I think they should have just got Nathan Drake. Like if they would have just used him, like it would have been 100 times better. You know?
Yeah, it was bad, dude. Everybody I've ever talked to that likes that movie has never played the games. And I'm like, well, good for you, but I love the games, so this movie is shit. It ruined my favorite franchise.
So what about Last of Us?
Oh, hell, we fucking...
Andy, you never listen to any episode? All I do is rip on The Last of Us.
Come on, Andy.
Tune into any episodes, man. I'm ripping on that show constantly.
Our top 5 fans.
Well, I mean...
I'm always ripping on that show.
I gotta be honest, I haven't listened to all the rest of them, but sorry, my bad.
I live to hate on The Last of Us.
He does.
If The Last of Us has no haters left, I am dead.
Yo, you should check out...
Although...
You should see my Twitter. It's almost all...
And anyone who's watching now, Pedro Pascal dies in the beginning of the second season.
Well, he dies in the game, too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Joel dies in the game.
But I do like me some Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Not a big fan.
What?
No, I think he's turned into like The Rock, where he's in everything.
Yeah, that's true.
He's Adam. No, what's his name? He's Pratt. Star-Lord.
Fantastic. Or no, yeah, he's in...
He's like, what's his face? Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt was in everything for 5 years.
Yeah, that's what
now
he's
like Pedro
into
Pascal's in everything for 5.
Right,
And I like Pedro Pascal. I think he's a good actor.
Man,
but
I think
feel like
actor.
they're overdoing it with him.
I think he's a good actor, too. I think they're just putting him in too much shit. Now it's starting
I
to
like
okay,
him,
But they always do that with actors.
Yeah.
Even when Harrison Ford was like he was in everything for a few years there back in the 80s. Like he was in everything, and then now it's like they just go through these phases. I guess if you're an actor and you're getting those offers, I mean, you take it while you can.
Yeah, you're not gonna turn it down. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't. If I was Pedro Pascal, I wouldn't turn down a big contract either. But
I will say that he's the things that I've seen him in. I liked him in everything. I don't watch like even that first season of Last of Us. I didn't watch it and think, oh, Mandalorian or other things that the guy from Game of Thrones. Like he's a good actor at least. Where Chris Pratt, I feels like this. Chris Pratt's the same thing in everything he does,
except for Andy in Parks and Recs.
Well, that's where it started. Was Park and Rec. That's where he got like really big.
Yeah, because I forget that he was on Parks and Rec because he's so different now.
Yeah.
He's funny on there.
Or The Office or Parks and Rec was he on?
He was in Parks and Rec.
Wait, wasn't Christopher Pratt? Or am I confusing him with another actor? Wasn't he in like the newer Star Trek movies?
No, that's Christopher Pine.
Pine, okay.
His father was Robert Pine, who you probably remember because he's an older actor. You saw him in a bunch of things. He was like all the TV shows back when we were.
See, I was going to say Christopher Pike, but isn't Pike?
Pike is the captain that's before.
Yeah.
Chops loses his marbles over here, but Captain Pike is the captain of the Enterprise before Captain Pike.
Right.
Lots of famous Chris's.
Is Captain Plank? Is he Captain Patrick Stewart?
Is he better than Patrick Stewart?
Is he Captain Patrick Stewart?
He's asking if Pike is played by Patrick.
It's like a
Stewart.
different
Patrick
timeline.
Stewart is
right?
Patrick Stewart plays Captain Picard.
Yeah.
That's the only captain I remember. Better than Shatner.
Everybody's got their captain.
But Will Shatner was good for.
You don't even know what you're talking about. Dude.
He's still alive, by the way. In case you're wondering, Captain William
Thanks, yeah,
Shatner.
William Shatner, I
He's
know.
still with us,
I got that
but
one.
not Leonard Nimoy. He's not with us.
No. God rest his soul.
No. When I was younger, I never knew there was other Star Trek. I remember the '90s one with Patrick Stewart, guy with mountain head.
Worf,
Yeah,
the
War.
Klingon.
Yeah.
Klingon.
He was good. Yeah.
The guy with the glasses from Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, Reading Rainbow.
LeVar.
And Roots.
Yeah,
LeVar
LeVar Burton.
Burton?
LeVar
Yeah,
Burton.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that really him?
Take a look.
Yeah, he's,
Yeah.
he's got
In
it.
a
He
book.
was Kuna Kente in Roots. Going back to
Reading
1977, he was a
Rainbow.
kid. He was like 15, 16, 18
That's
years
right.
old. He was-
Bruce was
that was
good.
his first. I think he
Yeah.
got an Emmy for that,
Yeah.
or whatever they call it. So
One of my middle son's friends, speaking of Reading Rainbow, transitioning in there. See how I did
Look,
that?
see, you got to go to his class. Or teacher.
My son Caleb, who's the one that I visited near Winston-Salem, North Carolina, one of his friends, Malachi's father, was in Reading Rainbow,
Really?
reading one
that's
of the
cool.
books with LeVar Burton.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
But did LeVar Burton died?
No, he's still alive. Very much
he's
alive.
not that old, too. Right? He's
No,
probably
no.
older.
No, but
He
like,
might
No,
be
he's
like
very-
60.
he's very
in
much
his-
alive.
He might be what? I'm gonna guess 64. That's gonna be.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
I'm just saying. Last time I said celebrity death, he's still here.
Yeah, then he died a week later, and it was all
Who
your
was
fucking
that?
fault. It was played Apollo Creed. What's that guy? I forgot his name.
Not Crothers.
Weathers.
Weathers.
Yeah, Carl Weathers.
He also
Carl
played Happy
Weathers.
Gilmore too.
Yes.
Not two, but
Yeah,
Wasn't Bob
LeVar,
Barker?
LeVar's 68.
Oh, he's older than I realized.
Wow.
I had him as like in his early 60s.
Wasn't Bob Barker in Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Yes.
he's the one
the
who
fight.
whooped the shit out of fucking ass. Yeah. Pressure's wrong, Bobby.
I heard they're supposed to be trying to bring Rainbow back. I wonder if that got ended. Or I think there was something a few years ago. I remember seeing something about him saying he wanted to try and bring it back or something.
And then people wanted him to be the host of Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah,
There was
yeah,
a big
yeah, I
push for
remember
him
that.
to be the host of
Right,
Jeopardy,
right.
but
Yep,
then
I
they
remember
went with the guy that wanted too much and the girl from
Blossom.
Blossom.
Oh,
But then they fired her.
they really did.
Did they?
Yeah,
The
they
girl
fired
from
her.
Blossom who ended up being on Big Bang Theory.
Yep.
Yes.
As Shelton's wife.
Yeah.
Wow,
She
look
was
at
good
all
on that.
look at all the connections we're making here.
We should go to trivia night some night, huh?
Maybe actually we could go.
Alive or dead? We should just do alive or dead. I'll just make a list of people that
Oh, there we go.
you can determine if they're alive or dead.
Yeah, Chop doesn't get the guess though, because he speaks bad words, and then
Oh,
they end up dead after saying something. So
Hey, that could be a future episode idea. If you guys want that, like and comment. We're at almost 50 subscribers.
no, we are at 50 subscribers.
Where? Oh,
You didn't see when I posted the last episode? I said we hit 50 subscribers.
Wait, is that?
Remember when we were at 7?
Yeah. Now look at us.
dude, I remember because the one
Next
guy,
stop, 7,000. Gotta shoot big, Yoda.
That's right.
Gotta shoot for the stars.
Even if you double every month.
If we got
Yeah,
100,
next
if
month.
we get 100, I'm dyeing my hair red.
200 next month.
Did you say your son had a friend that was his name was Malachi?
Yeah.
How?
From Children of the Corn.
Well, because that's an old name. It's,
Yeah, it is.
Malachi.
Does he have red hair?
No.
No?
It would have been cool.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys hear that?
Redheads- Wait, aren't Red's heads black now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you guys hear
Yeah.
gingers are black now?
I heard that from Renee.
Crazy. Good for them.
And then we were gonna tell Jen that she's black.
Good for them.
There's a redhead at work. Well, so I'm in between Renee, who's African American, and Jen, who's a ginger, a red, like straight up redhead,
wait,
freckles.
wait, before you continue on,
Yes,
gingers are black.
Yes.
that's the new thing.
Apparently that's a new thing.
Yeah,
It's the new
You don't
thing.
count.
You hadn't
I
heard?
count.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
It's only if your hair on the top of your head's red.
Nope, that's dark.
Well,
Exactly.
beard is red.
No, it doesn't count.
Yeah, I know.
Only this part of your body is black.
What about your public hairs?
Well, can't tell that part.
I shave.
That's a euphemism for something else. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I could tell.
All right, public.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Good.
Yeah. The bookstore. I get it.
Hey, Cheetah, you ever went to the bad part of Family Video?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
What? What? Say what?
The bad part of family video. They have the
They
X-rated
used to.
movies.
Yeah.
They had a bad part?
It would say
Yeah, they had
adult
X-rated
only.
No, did they?
Yeah,
But
For
there
a
was
while.
only like a wall, right?
for a while. Then they
Yeah.
got rid of that section.
Where was I was not aware of this.
All right, mailman story. You ready?
Uh-oh. Always wins choice.
I'm at Northside Station, which back in that day only covered Riverside and Black Rock, which is 14207, and North Buffalo, which is 14216. So, down on Niagara Street, you'll get it once I get there. You got to set it up. See, you got to set up the story. So there is a place that you can see off the 190 called the Great American News Company.
Yes.
Now,
I've been there.
I don't think they sell any newspapers nor periodicals except for certain adult products,
Yes.
shall we say. I'm trying to keep it G or PG. Because I have 4 kids and I have
Porns.
grandkids.
Oh yeah, I forgot you.
I always wonder when I drive by that on the throughway and I
Yeah,
see it, and I'm like,
that's-
I wonder if they were ever just
No, I don't think
were
so.
they ever just a regular
I
newspaper
don't-
store and they
I
just
really-
like
I
stopped
think that was
selling?
the cover story.
Yeah, well maybe. Like I wonder if anybody just ever wanders in there looking for a copy.
Hey, you
Well,
got-
I would like
you
a
got
copy of the
The
Washington
New York
Post.
Times? New York Times, please?
Northside must be like the capital of them because you got the one on Hurdle,
Oh, yeah.
just not too far from the post office.
Cheetah.
Well,
Not
no,
that
I
I
think
would
that
know.
was gone.
These
I
old
think
people-
Hurdle
Around the
on
corner, there's a
Conway.
really cool axe throwing place, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Around the corner, there's Hacks
Oh,
and
yeah.
Hops.
Hatchets and Hops.
Ha-
They
what's it called?
started. Hatchets and Hops.
Hatches and Hops.
We
That's
should
around
get
the
them
corner.
as our sponsor one of these nights.
Yeah.
They
Yo,
started off on Main Street. I'm
Yo,
sorry.
the one building I can remember, Pandora's Box.
X,
Of course you remember that
There's
part.
like 4 X's.
Yeah, that's the one that's on the boulevard.
Well, there's one in Seneca too, isn't there?
No,
Seneca near Bailey.
No, you're driving down the highway. You just look up. There's
I don't
Pandora's
want to say
Triple
yes
X.
because then
Yeah.
might,
X.
What was the one that was next to Dee Dee's for years? What was that one? There was one around the corner from the kids' ice cream parlor. Like, it was just like right. Remember, like it was.
Yeah, I remember
like,
that
it was-
one.
I don't know. There's nothing there now, but it was right around the corner from D. Like literally, like if you walked out of the parking lot across the street, you're at the porn shop, right there next to the ice cream place.
That porn shop right there. If you go there, people know your business. We go to Talk of Town. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the fuck they do. Anybody that drives by Talking Town and sees somebody there, you know what they're doing.
You know, one time I saw.
Yo, real quick, off topic, real quick though. We were at Talking Town one time, me and Chop. You know, for scientific reasons.
I thought that was the name of a restaurant.
No, it's a porn shop.
Oh, okay.
We were there one time though, you know, just browsing, you know, just to see
Catching
what
up
was
on
you know?
news.
Yeah, just catching up on the news.
Great
right?
American Challenge.
No, listen, we were there, right? And they have theaters in the back of the building that you can enjoy.
That's where I was getting to on my post
that
office
you can
story.
enjoy,
oh,
right? We're there, we're hanging out, right? And while we're there, an older gentleman walks out of the back,
What have we got?
face beat red, right? Looks right at me in my eyes and just goes, smiles real big and walks out. This is the most uncomfortable I've ever been in my entire life.
Ew.
And like when they open the door, you can hear what's being played back there. And he walks out and he's just like, and walks right out. And I was just like, okay,
Cheetah,
that was
was it the same night we were talking to the guy at the cashier like for a half hour?
yeah. Chop once spent $200 there.
Cheetah
so
spent like
you know.
$250 there.
No, I didn't. The most I ever spent there was $100.
$100.
That was my lowest. That was when I was at my lowest. Okay,
Bullshit.
that was because I didn't have any good internet at the time, so I didn't know what Pornhub was.
Oh, boy.
I had no internet. I lived in a house of parents that didn't have Wi-Fi. It was terrible. I could not live without my Wi-Fi. Now I would die.
Yeah, so back to Great American News. Kind of along the same line, but as a mailman, not going in for scientific reasons, just to deliver the mail.
Oh,
As
you
a
were
service to
delivering
the American
something.
public.
Yes.
Depending on the weather, let's say it's in the midsummer.
He was delivering something, all right.
The summer, they kept the front door open, which is great. Because in said establishments, with the peep shows as they call them, you smell, there's a cleaning product that they clean said rooms with bleach to, cleanse the area.
Yeah, just
Afterwards.
cleanse it.
Trust me, we smell bleach there too.
Yep. So in the winter, they don't close the front door.
Oof.
So then you have to grab the doorknob and open it. And this is like this was pre-COVID. So, but I'm thinking to myself, ew. And like,
how many man meats did you
yeah,
just touch?
like, ew. So I'd be like, get the shirt, and like grab the doorknob, or like get a piece of mail or something, open the. I don't know. You get the idea.
Yes.
But, yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I got a lot of mailman stories. I'm sure you have a lot of clerk stories. Well, like the passport. There you go. We got a lot
That'd
of
be it for
stories.
another time for another episode.
Yes.
Yeah, next time you come on, we'll do just mail
We
stories.
encounter jumpers.
Just encounter your best ones and just come in and
Or best customer service.
yeah, there you go.
I feel
We'll just let you guys take reign. Me and Chop will bring like a blanket. And we'll just sit here and listen.
I got a couple good customer service.
there's one clerk. Everything. Mir.
Yeah.
Who, if you Mir is about 5'2", 90 pounds, and this poor guy, anything that can go wrong with tempers of customers happens to him.
He's a super nice guy too.
Yeah.
He's from Bangladesh. His English is good. I understand him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And he's super nice.
People like that are always the nicest. They're super cultured too, you know. They
Super
always got good
nice.
stories to tell. Love those guys, man.
This lady, in a span of 2 minutes, wants two money orders. 2 money orders, but she gives him 4 different amounts. So he's trying to clarify, because you just told me you want 2 money orders, but yet you gave me 4 amounts. It doesn't compute. So he's trying to, and she goes off. Like, I'm in the back room by the supervisor's desks, and you can hear the lady like she's in the back. I'm like, Alien Pete, one of you better go up there. So we get that straightened. Ellie's like, Kevin, you got to go up there and take care of the customer. I'm like, so I go up there and take care of the customer. And I tell her the amount, and she goes, well, that doesn't add up. The money orders aren't free. You don't, they're not like an even exchange. You give me $2, you get a $2 money order. There's fees. And she's like, if you say so. So that was that. So about 5 minutes later, this was all last Wednesday. Or Tuesday, sorry. It was only Tuesday. And this lady wants to mail stuff. She comes on the phone, which is very aggravating. 'cause
Yeah,
you're
it's
trying
just
to-
rude.
You're trying to communicate
Yeah,
to
it's
them,
rude.
and they're talking on the phone. And there's questions that we ask people when they mail stuff that the post office takes serious. And we need your attention for 2 minutes. That's all it takes.
Yeah, man. The fuck?
Well, this 2-minute transaction ended up taking a half an hour. This lady's bawling her eyes out because she doesn't understand the charge, and he's trying to explain to her, and she's on the phone, and it just, poor guy. A couple of weeks ago, he had a guy jump the counter because the guy wanted to charge his phone and doesn't understand where the post office. Not the charging station, but the post office.
People nowadays, am I right, Andy? Andrew?
Yeah.
There's another one. He deals with the public too.
Quick question. I gotta ask a
Valet.
question.
Yes.
I'm getting this information strictly from Men in Black 2. Does everyone that works at a post office, are they an alien?
Yes.
Damn, I fucking knew it. I knew it. Do you have a sorting machine that sorts the mail for you? Is there an alien inside of it that actually sorts
All I know is if one of them take out sunglasses and put them on, then close your eyes.
It's true.
Oh, I must have missed that one. Do we get those things where you press the button and it flashes and
A
everyone
nebulizer?
forgets things?
Yes.
I must have missed that class.
I had a toy one when I was a
I
kid. It
had
was
to leave
awesome.
mine out at the station.
Oh, okay.
They
You
won't-
lock it in the safe?
They don't. Yeah, they don't trust me to take it.
I have one too.
Okay.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, the only thing they trust
I
us,
am Agent K.
the only thing they trust us carriers with is dog spray. We don't get a nebulizer or whatever it's called. Nebulizer?
You ever seen? I'm trying to think what the movie's called. Oh, Sea Spot Run, I think it is. It's a really old movie.
Maybe.
It had David Arquette. It was a very terrible movie. It was like David Arquette and Anthony Anderson. They played like mailmen. And he like on his route, he like encounters all these different dogs and shit. And he's got like in his like mail, like whatever the thing's called.
Satchel.
Yeah, he's got like something for each house he goes to. So like one house he like pulls out like a piece of chicken, hands it to the dog and shit, and gets in. It's hilarious. That's a solid movie. You should watch.
What's that one? Is it Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
And,
He goes
Sinbad?
Turbo
Is that
Man.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Turbo Man toy. Yeah. They're
Sinbad was in a genie movie that he doesn't remember because of the Mandela effect. But it's real. I remember watching it. I remember vividly. I watched it.
The Nelson Mandela.
I fucking
effect?
watched it, Yoder.
Wait, the Nelson Mandela.
You never
effect?
heard of the Mandela effect?
I may have, but re-explain it to me, please.
It's basically something that happened, but then like there's no proof of it happening. But like there's like countless people that remember it actually happening.
Yes.
It was because of like I think the first thing I came across was because when they first like broke the news or whatever about Nelson Mandela dying, then he actually didn't die.
Kind of like
So-
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, so everybody's like, "Oh, it's the Mandela effect." So it just became like a thing, and now
But wait, Jimmy Carter.
There's, like, a bunch of
actually
them,
did
like-
die, right?
there's like a
The
bunch of them.
Sinbad movie. Like, that's the big one.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling about. Yeah. Then there's another one like people believe that a lot of people believe that like what the hell's his name? The little
Berenstain.
monkey. The little monkey, what was the fucking monkey's name? He got the,
George.
yeah, they said Curious George never had a tail.
That's true.
There's people that are convinced that he did have a tail. Then another big one is like the Monopoly guy. They said the Monopoly guy never had a monocle, which I remember always having a monocle.
Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit of the Loom, that cornucopia, they said that was never there, but I'm 100% sure it was there.
I think it was there.
Yeah, it was there. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy ones. Then there's like more like,
Berenstain gets.
yeah, the Berenstain Bears. When I was growing up, it was the Berenstain Bears, but they claim it was always the Berenstain Bears.
I was at Paddington Station in London. That's where I got off the train going from the airport. I got off at Paddington Station.
Platform 9 3/4.
Didn't go there, but the kids did.
Didn't go
Kids
there,
did.
but
They went there.
it's funny.
So you guys ready to wrap this up, man?
No.
Yeah.
No, wait. Before we wrap it, I gotta tell you guys about something first.
Uh-oh.
I watched this YouTube docuseries yesterday. It's 10 episodes. As these guys, they run a YouTube channel called Discover Connection, where like basically all their videos are just about finding ways to go out and connect with strangers, basically, right?
Sorry.
It's very cool, like the shit they do, because like this docuseries, they went from Boston to L.A. only strictly off the kindness of strangers. So like all their food, their transportation, and their shelter all had to come from people they've never met before. And they got from Boston all the way to L.A. just off of like people letting them stay at their house for a night, people giving them money to get food, people buying them food. At one point, like near the end of their journey, a guy gave him a truck that he was trying to sell. He said, "Just take the truck; it's yours." And that's how they were able to. Then they had met some guys. They had stayed with one guy who they were in New Orleans. They stayed with a guy who had like the house next door to him had like caught fire, so it had like fire damage. But he knew the guy who owned the house, and the landlord gave him permission to let people like stay there, like homeless people stay there. And so they stayed in this guy's house. They ended up liking the guy so much they stayed for 3 extra days. And like this guy just like took them like out on the streets like busking and shit. And they met like another homeless guy who's like he's like a big musician. He played a lot of music, like on the streets in New Orleans. They ended up giving him like $500 because like they have their own money, but they weren't allowed to spend any of their own money. They only were able to survive off of what strangers gave them. So there was like people that let them live in their house, like stay in their house for a night. There was people that would like pick them up, hitchhiking off the side of the highway, take them a couple miles. It was crazy. It was insane. Like, and these guys got from Boston all the way to LA just off of what other people were giving them. It was insane.
Yeah.
And it was like crazy, just like, and like not only like the journey of them getting there, but like some of these people they met there, like these people were like telling them their life stories about like, how they ended up where they are now and shit. And it's crazy, dude. It's, you know what I mean? And it like really got me thinking like, why don't more people do that? You know what I mean? Like what's stopping you from just going up to a stranger and striking up a conversation on the street? That's the type of shit we need more of these days.
Right.
And these guys said they specifically did it because they felt like the world is so divided these days. They wanted to show that there's still goodness in
And
the
when
world.
did this happen? This recently?
I think they ended it like a year ago.
Oh, really?
So it was filmed like a year ago. So yeah. So it was
What
like,
was
you
the
know what I
name
mean?
of
It
it
was what?
What was the name of it again?
Discover Connection.
Okay.
And how
That's
long
the
are the
YouTube channel.
videos?
Each video, I think the longest video is like 21 minutes long. It's not bad. I mean, they're great videos. You know what I mean? They're really cool guys. And it was just crazy, like how, like the one guy they met a lady, and he was like telling her about how he doesn't really have a family and shit. And like, they met this one guy Wade, and he let him stay with him and his wife. Took him to the casino, gave him $100 to spend at the casino and shit, and they won money. And like they were hanging out at this guy's house. And this guy, when he was leaving, he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't really have a family or anything." And the guy was like, "Well, now you got an uncle." He said, "I'm your Uncle Wade." So the rest of the trip, they kept FaceTiming with this guy to like let him know where they're at and like what was going on. And like they stayed in touch throughout the whole thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was awesome. And it was just like this Wade guy they met, they literally just walked up to his house, knocked on his door, and just said, "Hey, we don't know you, but can we stay at your house for the night?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, come on in." It was crazy, dude. It was wild. Yeah, it was awesome. They met one guy who was like a Mennonite, who was like shunned by the other Mennonite community because he like collected shit. He like collected like a lot of stuff, and I guess you're not supposed to have any. You're not supposed to collect anything like
personal
that. Yeah, you're
belongings,
not supposed to
whatever.
have personal belongings.
It's like a vow of poverty.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
It was crazy. It was insane. I'm telling you, if you have the time to just sit down and watch it, you should watch it. It's great. It may be one of the best things I've ever watched. And like
there's good people still out there, you know.
yeah, that's what it made me think. I was like, damn, dude, you know what I mean? Like maybe there still is a lot of good people out there. Because there's people literally just like, "Hey man, I've never met you guys before. Come stay in my house for a night." It was wild, dude. It was awesome. But yeah, I definitely recommend watching it. It's only 10 episodes. It's great. The last episode, they're in Vegas. Before they go to LA, they're at Vegas. They stay at Vegas for a while with these these guys who like golf for a living. And this one guy, he like gets hammered drunk, and they have to leave him in the hotel room for the night because he's passed out drunk. And they come back, and it shows them like in the morning talking to him, and he's like standing in the window, dude, standing in the window in his tighty whities. He's like, "Big world out there." He's like, "And these motherfuckers left me here all night." He said, "Thought we were friends. Can't believe it. They left me here." And the guy's like, his like saying is just like, he's like, "Never too late. It's never too late." Or something like that. I forgot what it was, but it was awesome. Yeah, it was cool as fuck, dude. One of the coolest things I've ever watched. And I seen the clip off of TikTok, and that's why I found the YouTube channel. And it was awesome. Definitely, you guys should check it out. It's really cool. I'd love to do some shit like that. Just go to. Then they're like other videos. They'll like go to a stranger's house and like ask if they can cook them dinner in their house. It's awesome. It's so badass. I love shit like that. So I just wanted to mention it.
I think I've seen something like the reverse of that. They'll say, "I'll buy you food as long as I can cook it in your house." Something like that.
Yeah,
like,
I think
like real chefs, but they don't know who it is.
Yeah, I think one of their most recent videos, they ended up going to a drive-thru, and they asked the chick working a drive-thru if she wanted to go on vacation with them, and they took her to like Hawaii. Took her and her family to Hawaii. Yeah, it's crazy. It's awesome. That's the type of rich I want to be. One where I can give back to other people, dude, because it was cool as fuck.
Like
yeah,
a
you guys
Mr.
should
Beast.
definitely watch it. It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. I just wanted to mention that before I forgot. Because
I don't know. I heard Mr. Beast is doing something weird though.
Everybody's doing something weird.
Not that way.
Yoder's always doing something weird. He's just a weird guy. And he's also very old. Just
We're gonna have to call this episode the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, there you go.
The hell, man! It's like
I
I'm
know.
tired over here.
Rick, I'm over here like
I'm
this.
old.
That's it. We're done. I just wanted to
gotta
mention
go home
that
and take a
before-
nap on the couch before I go to bed.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that before we left.
All right, once again, it's Mental Awareness Month. Check out your homies. If you're having a bad time, you can't reach none of us. The number is 989. It's the suicide hotline number now in crisis. If you want to get a hold of us at 3 o'clock in the morning, go ahead.
No, don't do that, please. I love you, but please don't call me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No, call.
No, please don't.
Or 989.
Call the suicide
988.
hotline at 3 o'clock in
It
the
was
morning.
989.
They're paid.
Is it 988 or 989?
They're
think it's
paid to stay
988.
up.
No, it's 989.
Because it's kind of like 911, but it's 988.
Oh, fuck.
Trust me,
Trust-
I've called it.
Yeah,
because
it's 980.
because there's a veterans line. So yeah,
Oh.
call it, please.
I ain't going to call it 988.
Just saying.
Hey, call 988. They'll help you out.
Yeah, man.
Till next week.
Andy,
Peace.
thanks again for
Yeah,
coming.
thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for
Appreciate
coming
you
back.
guys.
First 3-peat ever. Maybe we could turn it into a 4-peat or whatever you would say for fourth one. I don't know.
Whenever
What?
you want postal stories, we'll tag team.
Yeah.
You guys can
Ew.
put out a little blankie.
Don't tag team. What? That's weird.
Thanks for all along, losers. And we're out.